All right, what's up, everyone? Welcome back. Draftapalooza live. We are drafting for $2 million. Draft some best ball teams today over on Underdog. And a couple little notes before we get going here, but obviously the best ball streets going crazy right now. Everything's starting to pick up. Action's picking up. And I wanted to share a little bit. Like I've primarily, so my favorite contest here on Underdog is by far the Eliminator, right? So I figure I'm going to do one Eliminator draft with you guys today. Part of the reason why I'm not, I've got about 15, 18 drafts going in the Eliminator right now. And the reason I like this contest more than all the others is, I just make the most money in it. It's the most winnable. And I'm going to give you the reason why it's the most winnable. And you're going to be like, oh, that makes some sense. The Eliminator requires a very different strategy to win compared to BBM, Best Ball Mania, and all of those other awesome contests, right? And the difference is the Eliminator is all about basically head-to-head matchups every single week, right? You start with the first week, and in that first week, and I'm going to get in there, right? I'm going to set up my draft here right away. So I am in there, right? Let's get it. Let's start there. Got to get in there, right? Let's get the overlay going. Let's get the rankings on board if we can. So we're going to refresh this page, and our rankings should pop up here. There we go. All right. So the reason I really like this contest is just the way it plays out is very different. And the field has no idea, or seemingly, oh, we're in 1.7. Let's refresh that page again. So the field has seemingly no idea of how to attack this contest. So the weekly winner or the Eliminator plays just like a week-to-week head-to-head. So while all of the opponents are kind of doing these bullshit-ass zero RB approaches. By the way, I got to show you something about zero RB and what it's done, what it's brutalized people who've been using it the last few years. I'm looking at you, Davis Maddock. I'm looking at you, right? People have gotten slaughtered, and they try to use that in this contest. But even still, this contest has a unique, we are building effectively a cash lineup, a lineup that is designed to put up big scores every single week, as opposed to this one, spike weeks in the last week 16, 17, 18. None of that matters here. It's 1 week at a time. So after the initial pod, go up against all these guys. Yeah, the Davis Maddox special, which, if you look on, there's a pretty cool site out. They actually did similar research to what I did on my BBM research report. They went a full year further. There's a site out there that did that. Basically the same thing as our report, which is, hey, that's what's going on now, right? You can, any tech that you come up with, somebody else comes up and does the same shit a couple of weeks later. So good stuff. But in that, they showed, they're showing people's profit margins in the BBM contest. And I don't hold too much of that against anybody. Listen, if you play in GPP tournaments, year after year, a lot of time where Jonathan Taylor went, Puka. So I'm picking 1-7 here. And this kind of forced my hand to Jackson Smith and Jigba, who dropped to me. I'm going to explain to you guys why that's not a problem. But this board just went a little crazy. The draft assistant likes James Cook going forward. It liked JSN. But let me continue in, because Money Mage, you're right, brother. And by the way, thanks everybody for hanging out. Draftapalooza fucking Friday. I'm about to go 3 times a week going forward. So get ready for more Draftapalooza. I can't get enough teams drafted. Stop worrying about people getting hurt, Dix Insider. You don't know who's getting hurt. Stop pretending like you have any ability to predict it. Now, Omarion Hampton goes early. But let me get back into it, because this is going to be one of the very few. Oh, Gino. I don't trust in Gino. That's the problem. I will not wear his jersey. No, nay. All right, let me get into this. Guys, you are not going to get me doing a lot of eliminators in the streams anymore. I'll do a couple, but the reason I didn't last season, my goal is to have a 100% advance rate out of round 1, right? I want to get, so in round 1 of the eliminator, you're going up against your pod. 12 men enter, 6 men leave, okay? It's fucking mano a mano, kill or be killed. 12 men enter, 6 men leave. Motherfucker. Look at Justin Jefferson available still. 2.5. He just got Justin Jefferson. So this motherfuckers have figured out a little bit how to play this format, right? Justin Jefferson, last thing. So let me explain how this format works. Again, I mean, Dixon Sider, by the way, just listen, I'm giving everybody a warning. Last year, I told you, if you watched my show, you did watch my show last year. You guys, a lot of you guys who are hanging out, you were here. And I'm going to actually explain why I'm not super excited about drafting these eliminators live. So I'm trying to get a 100% advance rate or close to it out of round 1 because I feel that I can draft better than most people for this format because they're all drafting like this is some best ball, the BBM, and they don't know. Where this is much more, oh my God, Javante, what is happening? All my words are going to shit because like people are drafting crazy. Javante Williams in round 2. There you go, people. I mean, there's some fucking crazy motherfuckers out there. Are we up against anybody we know? No. See, I got. So let's get back into this. Last year, if you watch my shows, of course, though, Justin Jefferson, you didn't draft Justin Jefferson. We warned you. That guy's got a shitty quarterback. Don't rely on wide receivers connected to bad quarterbacks. It's got to be aware of what's going on. So in this format, we are playing cash games every single week. And it's very important in cash games that your running back position. I did that, Soups. Absolutely. Because you know what? I have to judge myself. I'm judging myself harshly at the end of the. So let me tell you what happened last year. In the eliminator contest, I advanced about 70% or 75% of my entries, all of which were drafted during this stream. All right. So assistant says Rice, Neighbors, Smith, but I know that I've got to be looking at running back in this format. And this is what I'm talking about. We're going to overdraft running backs because running backs are more consistent scorers than wide receivers. Yes, Jackson. So I got Jackson Smith and Jigba already. I'll take it on the drop. That dude is super consistent. But in general, it's the running back position that's going to carry you to week wins, give you those yeoman-like scores, give you those average kind of like, hey, even in a bad game, I get you at 12. Wide receiver can burn you in a bad game. Like Zay Flowers, let's take a look. Can I see his freaking game card? I wish you could pop up the cards and I could show it here better. But Zay Flowers is going to have big pop weeks. They're going to have wide receivers in general are going to be a lot more up and down than running backs. And in BBM format, where you only really care about advancing to the playoffs and then advancing through the playoffs with monster scores, in that format, like here, this is too soon for Malik Neighbors, who might be injured. You might never get a start from Malik Neighbors in this category of in this game category. I love Scattaboo there. You might never get to play him, so you don't want to take injured players. You want none of that. You want running backs putting up numbers for you. Oh, see, that's why I don't like having people in the draft. All right, so I need running backs. I've got 2 already. Swift or Judkins, Bucky. I'm going Quinshawn here. I'm going Quinshawn. Only wide receiver is in the eliminator. Yeah. So Soups, you were in these with me. So you were in these with me last season. So to understand, I want you to be drafting eliminators. I just don't necessarily want to be in the same room. Here's why. Again, so I had to judge my advance rate, and I genuinely felt like I should have 100% advance rate in these contests last year. And I think that because, hey, I was going up against 4 or 5 or 6 other people in the chat that were all aware of the strategy of how to attack eliminators. And that's why I'm going to share the strategy, but I don't necessarily want to draft against you in this one. But that we're all against it. I felt like that harmed some of my advance rates. So I was like, you know what? All the advantage I was getting last year, solo drafting, where we were drafting Javante at pick 100 last season, Wan'Dale Robinson, both these guys smashed at pick 150. A lot of the good fades that we did, we made a lot of mistakes. We always make mistakes in fantasy football. Who doesn't? but our approach was correct. Yeah, I got a lot of Chase Brown last year, and he kind of didn't work out early season. So speaking of Judkins' injury, my favorite guru of NFL injuries, Dr. Deepak Chopra, has come out, and he kind of said Judkins should be fine. So I'm going to believe him. All right. So anyway, last season, I didn't get the 100% advance rate I wanted. So unfortunately, I do blame it a little bit on drafting against people who were fully aware of my picks, my late round guys. A lot of them hit. So we're going to be doing mostly BBMs and the other style of contests here, but I wanted to do one. I have about 20 of these eliminators going. I plan to max out this contest this year. Here we go. So the draft assistant, guys, just so you know, this is where we can start to use it because I want to get away from exclusively running backs, and we are pushing Christian Watson. I'm down with the C. I'm down with Watson here. Fine by me. Let's go. Right. Remember to you want to sort these by ADP. All right. So here we go. And keeping an eye on the assistant. Now, another cool thing about the eliminator is I don't worry at all about stacking quarterbacks. I do not care. Tight end, quarterback, all I care about is having a bunch of them. I don't need to stack them. I don't need any correlation. Do not care. This is a cash game. And again, we're going to see, I'm going to load up the draft screen at the end of this, and you guys are going to see everybody did draft correlated because they can't help themselves. They're used to drafting, or at least this is what happened last year. They're used to drafting the other type of contests. So they end up forcing stacks and doing things that are completely unnecessary for the kind of scoring you need to do in this thing. And I feel like I really do feel that if I get enough lineups through that first round, I'd love to put 150, that gives you that best shot of having that one straggler make it to week 13, week 14. Last season, I got to week 8 or 9. And that was pretty good, top 0.001% or whatever it is. But I would have liked more. Carnell Tate is next on my list. Let's take a look at him. I'm also going to take a look at running backs available here and consider some of those. But I think we can grab Carnell. I think he's going to do well this year. So we got 3 wide receivers, 3 running backs. Again, I'm going to focus and let's call it, I'm going to prioritize getting a 4th quality running back in this build. So again, even though that 4th running back all 4 can't score for me, that's the way I like to build an eliminator team. This is half point PPR. Running backs score more touchdowns than any other position group. Yes, we get to like the dirty part of the running back, and there's still pretty good quarterbacks and tight ends available here. But for my money, if there's another sort of running back that's going to be on the field, that's going to be scoring it all, when my next pick comes up, I'll go that way. If not, we still have a couple of good wide receiver options available. Tight end position, this is not the time for tight end just yet. We want to wait. We're at 72. And again, this is the zone where we also start to see the first run on quarterbacks start to happen. So quarterback has kind of dropped a little bit. Not really. Actually, no, they're going the way they should here. There goes Mekhi Lemon. I think that's a reach. I don't like the pick for him there. Caleb Williams goes. So, yeah, this is the run on quarterback that starts to happen as well. We'll probably see, Trevor Lawrence go pretty soon. I don't mind getting the secondary guys in this contest, though. I really don't. It does not matter. The main thing you want in this contest is to make sure that generally you want running backs scoring for you. Here we go, Dowdle. Here we go. Here we go, Dowdle. Here we go. Let's go. I'll take Rico. So, what you want to see in this contest, again, you want a running back heavy. So look, we're going to go through and we're going to rip on some drafts, but I can already see just here, like this guy, Saronin, whatever his name is, he does not really know and certainly does not know how to draft for this contest. And that's going to be a dead team. So we'll be able to see at the end of this draft some of the teams that effectively have drafted in such a way, they really have no chance of advancing. And I mean, the reach on Dart at 82. Again, this is a donkey playing, not understanding that this is, he probably took Malik Neighbors. So listen, this is really good wide receiver group, but you also took an injured guy. You also took a fourth wide receiver before you got any running backs. And this fellow is drafting a really, really good double quarterback stud. This is one of the worst drafts I've ever seen. Now, this fellow is drafting a very good BBM team. And that's what I wanted to point out. A lot of the players in this contest do not pay attention to the format of the contest. These guys with 2 quarterbacks early, they're just people who don't know how to draft this particular contest type. And that's cool. Listen, that's what we want. We need those people so that we can surpass them given the chance, right? We want to pass those guys. Now, I'm going to take Quentin Johnston because he's my guy and he's my new obsession. So we're going to get that 4th wide receiver. Now I've got 4 running backs and 4 wide receivers, right? Why did I do that? These are the positions of scarcity. There's lots of tight ends available late that are going to do some scoring. There are plenty of quarterbacks that I can stack up coming up. And hopefully they don't do a run. I mean, some people are drafting really weird in this contest, if I'm being honest. So let's see how that goes. But generally, like I said, the people draft poorly in this contest. And I'm looking for positions of scarcity early. Now I've got 4 effectively running backs that are playing every week. I want to try to get in this contest. We also want to handcuff our guys. So you look at the rest of the drafts. Yeah, some of these guys are doing it right. They we'll go through them in a little more detail, but like here, we've got this person. Why not try? Completely does not. Well, actually, no, he's okay too. I meant no, Soronin. Yeah, this guy did a terrible draft so far. His second running back is J.K. Dobbins, Pollard and Dobbins. I mean, that's who you're going to have scoring for you. Double quarterbacks a little bit too soon. You're going to have a hard time getting out of the first round. XPV, again, only 2 running backs, one of which is not good. Also, double tight. See, what these people are not understanding is how do you get past round 1 with a whole bunch of 0 RB or hero RB running backs? They are not playing in week 1. You have to get past week 1. And meanwhile, you got Herbert and Stafford, 2 similar quarterbacks. Fine. All right. Good for you. Everybody's grabbing all the quarterbacks now. We're going to have to grab one next. But, there are quarterbacks generally available. Like I can get a bunch of these guys. Got to take, I guess we'll take the Brock Lobster here. Like whatevs. I don't even care who it is. Why didn't I take Mahomes? He's a little banged up. What if he's not playing week 1? So I'll get a second quarterback and a third quarterback even maybe. Meanwhile, so, that's fine to do. We've got some, this is the part in the draft at 105. Normally, this is where quarterbacks come off. These guys just went nuts early on quarterbacks, which I think will come back to burn this group. I don't think that's the right way to do this. So let's see. Here we go. Dollier. This is, he took Swift, Price, Harvey. Good luck with that group. Scott Willis, Breece Hall, kind of like literally all of the bad running backs that are dropping. He took, listen, whatever. Breece Hall, I don't take him there. That's a terrible pick. Javonte there. I mean, these guys pushed, they just had an idea that they wanted running backs and they were going to do it. I guess that's fine, right? Gibbs, Javonte, Basil Tootin, fine, whatever. Bijan, Etienne, Blake Corum, a little soft. So as long as that keeps happening, it allows me to do what I want to do, which is 1, 2, 3 heavy-duty running backs, put a 4th one in there, solid wide receivers, and then we get our quarterback and our tight end to fill it all out. Let's see what the tight end position looks like. Yeah, that's thinning out as well. Classic, right? Classic boneheads. Let's see what we got here at quarterback. I could take a second one here, or we can, let's see, the running back group. Yeah, you know what? Get Jordan Mason. Get one more quote-unquote starting style running back in there. Go heavy running back. Usually by week 3, you're in the money, Soups. So the great thing about these is if you can advance all of your lineups, all of your week 1, then it's like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, By week 3, you're already in the money. Think about it. The first week, this contest starts with 190,000. After week 1, it's down to 90. This is like you know what this show is like? It's like a Beast Games. This contest is like the Beast Games. Every week, just whap, 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 cutting down users. Week 1, we go from 180 to 90. Week 2, we go from 90 to 45. By week 3, if you made it through week 3, you're in the top 20,000, and that is already the top 10% of all entries. So within 3 weeks, you're already in the top 10% of entrants. And that's what I'm talking about. That's the shit. Look at Ricky Pearsall. He's been on top of my rankings list for like minutes. No one's taken Ricky. No one wants him. What are you guys doing? We got Ricky Pearsall, Matthew Golden. Now, this thing is, we're still suggesting stacks, right? The overlay tool does not know that this is an eliminator. So it is still suggesting stacks for us. Here we go. Joey Buff taking George Kittle. Again, guys, we're in the eliminator, okay? We're in the eliminator, and you're taking a tight end who probably isn't going to play until November. Now, I'm not saying anybody's going to win, lose, or whatever. I'm just saying we're in the eliminator, and you're probably not going to make it to week 2, but you took a tight end that probably won't play until November. Maybe I'm wrong. But maybe it's Maybelline. Yeah. Do I want multiple quarterbacks? Absolutely. But do I care kind of which ones they are? Not really. Right? So we got Purdy. We're going to want to load up on a few. We need a tight end as well here. I need a QB2. Again, tight ends are still floating around. So we're just going to take Samwise and consider, and we'll be looking at tight end. We're going to grab a bunch of them late, but I want to make sure I have enough quarterback power now. So what I'm doing here is I put my early draft capital in running backs and wide receivers, and I'm going to put my late draft capital into quarterbacks and tight ends in this format. That's simple. We're going to flip the script and play this like a cash game. Now, if I get enough quarterbacks, you might say, well, Purdy is crap, and oh, you got freaking Sam Darnold. He doesn't put up big numbers most weeks. Okay. But I'll have 2 more. I'm going to load up on late round. So I'm investing late capital in the positions that are less scarce. And I invested early capital in positions that are more scarce. Yeah, this guy taking Woody Marks and Hunter Henry, I wonder if that's to match up with a stack with oh wait, we're coming up in a second, so let me pay attention. Likely is being pushed. Let's see here. Quarterback group, still have a bunch of decent ones. Tight end group, we are starting to thin out a little bit, but we still have enough. We'll grab one here, I think. Let's go with Dallas Goedert. You know, one of the things that I think people are mistaken by, the exit of A.J. Brown, I think will help Dallas Goedert just as much as it helps Devontae Smith. I hadn't thought of it earlier, but Goddard really was not bad. And he has not been bad. He's been a really good tight end in best ball, much more so because I lack a little consistency like all the Eagles players, but he stands to benefit from that too. Where's my chat at? 60 folks live. Let's see where everybody's at. We got people watching on Facebook, on YouTube. Nice. Any questions that you have about fantasy football, your draft, your team, a trade, whatever? If you're here and you put it in the chat, I'm probably going to answer that question for you. So check it out. Go do my thing. There we go. Money Mage, you're on the same page. Money Mage on the same page. Yeah. So we see, yeah, I really like him. My highest owned Money Mage is absolutely Kyle Pitts, but I've been pushing to get him a little bit higher. Yeah. I mean, the UFC, the White House was just awesome, brother. I mean, this is not what the topic here is today, but you know, for those who saw it, I loved it. First of all, Justin Gaethje, America. I was like fucking proud to be an American. I'm over here doing freaking singing the Star Spangled Banner. It was cheesy a little bit in terms of the the band and the patriotism that they had going on, but I love it. I like that. So I like patriotism. I like America. I love the flag. It's the 250th anniversary of our country, and I think that's beautiful. Like, I enjoyed that. I very much enjoyed that. Let's go Gino. I very much enjoyed the UFC at the White House. I said at the beginning, it was a cool production, and all of that. So, and of course, the miracle at the end, Justin Gaethje winning and absolutely ending the career of Ilia Topuria. Like, I did not expect it. So, yeah, awesome card. And, I didn't, do I need to comment on, like, somebody made a dumb comment during one? No, I'm not going to comment on that. I thought it was stupid. So, like, somebody made a dumb comment during his speech afterwards, but that person is doing a wrestling heel character. It's not a real thing. And I don't care. I think it's funny that people do shit like that. And I generally don't have a problem. I don't have too much concern about, like, things that people said at the end. With that being said, yeah, Pitts is my guy this year at tight end. Goddard. I actually think, talking about tight ends, yeah, Kenyon Sadu could end up being fine. Chiga Okonkwo is somebody I like. So, yeah, there's a bunch of TJ Hawkinson's going too late. Gunnar Helm, Freiermuth. There's still a lot of tight ends. We're in round 13, 14 now. We're going into 14. There's still a lot of tight ends. Notice what's going on here. All right. The running back position is pure backups now. Now, I don't mind some of these guys, and I kind of want to draft a Dylan Sampson at some point. We're at 161. Quarterback, we are out of starters. That's it. That you just went, the last one. And tight end, we still have a few. So I'm going to actually grab a Dylan Sampson share here because, yeah, there it is. What's up? New name, B-Rad from the boot. Robust RB and late round QB tight end stack. Yeah. So you're on board with what I'm saying here. You want to, now I just got 3 kind of crapola quarterbacks, and hey, they're all gone now. I mean, technically I could grab Tua. I think he's probably going to play. Maybe Deshaun Watson probably going to play. I think Kirk Cousins will play games this year. So there's still 3 kind of guys here. It's funny that Penix went. Oh no, Penix is still there too. So all the question mark guys. Now I want to share another thing that I just did in the Eliminator. Unlike in BBM, you should be looking to handcuff your running backs. Oh my God, what did he say? Ta loca, ay Dios mío, he's crazy. No, you need to handcuff. This is a cash game. This is your redraft league. I like it. I mean, you know what? I can't even bring myself to take Aaron Jones. I get it, taking both of those guys, but I can't bring myself to take Aaron Jones. He's too old, and I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it, guys. So I don't do that. But I absolutely love, like, combining Scatterboo with Tyrone Tracy. Yes, do that in this format. Let's see. Draft Assistant loves Travis Hunter. It likes Kenyon Sadu or Hawkinson. Hawkinson, according to my rankings. So down here, it kind of gives you what to attack next. Wide receiver, it says urgent. I only have 4. I only have 1 tight end. We got enough running backs and wide receivers. So we're going to be looking at wide receiver here. Actually, I don't need wide receivers. Wide receiver? Why is it saying 4? All right, this is a problem. It should know that I have 6 wide receivers. No, I have 4. I do have 4. Oh, I have 6 running backs. Okay, my bad. So yeah, it's saying wide receiver, you need more. Tight end, we want to get some tight ends going. Let's see what the recommendation is. Right now it's Hawkinson. So let's do it. TJ Hawkinson. I was going to take Hunter. Adonai Mitchell goes. I mean, these are a lot of my late round targets. So, no credit to these guys. Those are good picks. Adonai Mitchell, absolutely love him late. Would have liked him nicely with my guy. Travis Hunter, though, love him here. That is a great price. Travis Hunter is probably the most undervalued player of 2026 right now. I don't see a whole lot. Yeah, Tennessee backfield acceptable. Minnesota, Tampa for sure. I'm just not taking the main guy there. Oh, here he is. Oh shit. We got a special guest in here. Wait a second. The man. We got the GOAT in the studio, people. This is exciting. It's an exciting moment for me. Let's get our screen set up right. Let's get everything ready. We got a special guest, folks. Hang in there. Hang in there. I know. Anticipation. Anticipation. You don't even know what's coming.
Baseball push-up testing! FEC's a way of life. I'm a Guido for life.
What's up, Ray Zanny?
I made it, Kev.
Hell yeah. Wait, I'm on the clock. Hold on. I'm on the clock. Oh,
My bad, man. I
you
hit
distracted me. I don't even know what I'm doing. All right. I'll take a freaking tight end because I can't remember what was happening. Hang on a second. All right. We got Ray Zanny in the house, folks. Hang on. We're in pick 16. We got, what's the doggy's name again? I forget.
Nacho.
Nacho's in the background. He's hanging out. He's hanging out.
He'll stop in a second.
He's chill. When he hears my voice, Nacho likes the sound of my voice. It calms him.
He does.
Yeah, it keeps him calm.
Not so much. He does.
I'm
trying to get on the YouTube thing here. I haven't been on a stream, Kev. I had to get the camera ready. I had to get the microphone ready. I haven't came on since we did that 3-hour thing last year. Me, you, and
really?
Can I tell you?
Your mic sounds great.
Sounds good. I got the Shure mic.
Oh yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
Yeah,
it sounds really good. I'm not. So there's something going on. I need to talk. I was waiting for you to come on today, Ray, because there's going on through Twitter right now. Okay, there's like a website that was invented, did a similar research project to what I did for Best Ball, but kind of turned it into hey, search your name and find out how much money you've won in BBM over the last 6 years, since 2022. Nice. Right? And your guy, Davis Maddock, is blowing up on that Twitter thread because he's had a rough go of the BBM for the last few years, down apparently $8 or $9 grand in the tournament.
Yikes.
Yeah. So
hopefully
that's going on Twitter right now. And here's my thought on it is this. You ready? I don't have a problem with that. Listen, I don't think you should disrespect someone if they're giving you advice. Let's say they've been losing. He has clearly been pushing 0 RB ever since it worked in 2022. And that's been a disaster for the last 3 seasons. Absolute advance rate of 0. So I get it. But here's the thing. In a tournament, Ray Zanny, in a tournament form, DeJoun's dribbling they want me to get. Really? Dribbling? All right. I got to follow the assistant here. In a tournament format, Ray, you got to go all in on a style until it works. That's what I say. Like, all right, if you're going to try to win a GPP, when you're wrong, you're going to lose all your money. If you're going all in on 0 RB. Now, the flip side of that is you kind of play 0 RB and all you've done is win. So I'm not sure how the hell what do you make of all that, Ray?
I usually don't do 0 RB, Kev. But this year, it's like, I feel like a lot of these second-tier running backs can get the job very fast. Anybody from a Tank Bigsby to a Emmanuel Wilson to a whoever, Brian Robinson, these guys are all like league winners. One thing happens. There's a lot of solidified number 2s this year, I think. That if one thing bounces right here or there, you can have a league winner off of Tank Bigsby.
Let's make that the topic of our chat, because I like that thought process. And it's true.
It's not like the past couple of years where there's been like 3 running backs on one team, and it's a little different this year.
Yeah, it's it seems to me that sort of the 2026 running back meta is no one got hurt in 2025, right? We had a very healthy running back year in 2025, especially the early backs. We didn't see the Saquon Barkley injury that elevated Tank Bigsby into like a must start every single week. We almost had it last year, Ray, with James Conner getting hurt. We knew he was going to get hurt, old, and Trey Benson comes in and gets hurt right away and kind of takes away what that advantage was going to be, the Trey Benson advantage. Saw the same thing with Mason. Mason was a guy I kind of played a lot last season, thinking, same idea, thinking, you know what? Fuck it. I want to take a third tight end. Turd Ferg. Let's go Tongas for the early season action. All right. So what I was going to say, Ray, I'm going to show you this draft here of these guys and how they fucked it up. a bunch of them. But
I haven't seen any of this draft. I just got on my computer and jumped on, Kev. I haven't even
yeah,
seen
no, I appreciate it, and it's good. I did an eliminator first, not necessarily. I wouldn't call it your cup of tea, the eliminator. We did eliminators last year, but you're the BDM master. You're the puppy wrangler, $200,000 winner. You should have like a T-shirt.
That's ancient history. I'm more
No.
impressed with last year my advance rate, to be honest with you.
Guys, I actually, Ray, that does deserve to be talked about. Your advance rate was ridiculous. We were talking after the season. I'm like, oh my gosh, bro, like that is insane. So you got, let's say you put 150 lineups into the puppy. Did you max it?
I maxed it. I had the most teams advancing going into the semifinals, and then I had no Brock Purdy, no Puka Nacua, no Trevor Lawrence. If I had them guys in, I had teams, Kev, with Schaubs and Ramondre Stevenson for the finals. If I could have snuck one of them teams in, if I had Trevor, Purdy, or it was Trevor, Purdy, and Puka Nacua you needed last year to get out of the semifinals.
Was it Puka? I know Trevor was the big one. I feel like if you had Lawrence, you made it. I think he put up a 40 plus during one of those weeks. Needed a little T-Law. But yes, so what you're saying,
Pitts, it was Kyle Pitts to get into the semifinals you needed, then it was them three guys to get to the finals you needed, one of them three.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? The year before, I have a lot of this data in the research. The year before, it was a random spike week from like I built in 2023. It was Baker Mayfield that kind of got you there. In 2024, it was like an insane spike week by Aaron Rodgers out of nowhere that helped people advance. And I think even Sam Howell showed up on like list of helped you get to the final round stuff, and so.
It's just real interesting hearing that, who it took to get like to the next round on each one. I like hearing that. I got to dig into that a little more.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, when you look at the data, it's really interesting year over year. Like, the spike week happened. You remember a couple of years ago when like Mike Evans put up a 45 during the fantasy playoffs. It happened like 2 out of the last 4 years. You remember, you have the memories of it. And I don't think you can really plan for that so much. My takeaway is do not ignore. Basically, what hasn't worked is spending a lot of draft capital on your stack and forcing it. That has not worked the last couple of years. It could start working. But if you think about what that meant in real terms, the last few years, part of that was like loading up on your favorite team, the Bengals. And as we know, unfortunately, they've just not been healthy for full seasons. Like Burrow seems to get hurt a lot. Or if it's not Burrow, randomly Jamar Chase gets hurt for half a season. Like, bro.
Or T, it's one of them every year.
It's always one of these guys getting hurt. And you spent so much draft capital on it and forcing the stack. When Burrow gets hurt, he takes Chase Brown out of contention too. It's not like that doesn't happen. He so many things are affected by it. T is useless without Burrow. Jamar Chase, still mildly useful, but only him.
Chase Brown, you mentioned this a couple of shows ago. He was like the number 2 running back once Burrow came back the last 4 weeks of the season. It was like night and day. It was nuts.
Chaz, bro. This is another thing. People forget. One, you know what my superpower is? If I have one, Ray, is that I remember every single week very clearly. And I also, because I play so much DFS, I understand. Like most fantasy football people stop paying attention. Like if you didn't make your final, they weren't even paying attention weeks 15, 16, 17. And they certainly are not paying attention to like fantasy outcomes that happen beyond, really beyond week 11 or 12 when their teams are out of it. I'm watching the playoffs. I'm watching what teams are doing. I'm watching this is one of the reasons why here we're not high on Kyren Williams. I'm not high on him, Ray. We agree. A lot of times we agree.
Well,
which is cool.
I'm not agreeing with this.
Oh, all right. So talk to me. But I'm going to tell you. So let's talk that out for a second because we are talking running backs and backups. So why am I not high on? This is true. The reason I'm not high on him is because in the playoffs they split him 50-50. Razani. Why do you think that will be any different? I like the Rams. I like the Rams running back if there was just one, but Why do we think that I'm paying? Why am I paying a third round price for a running back that is in a 50-50 split with another guy on the same team?
Is it a 50-50 split?
It was in the playoffs. I mean, I don't know anymore, but in the playoffs, I've checked snap shares. Like, I'm looking at every detail, and it was half and half. You could not almost play either guy in the playoffs in DFS because they were both just splitting touches. And Corum was just as likely to outscore Kyron Williams as vice versa. There was no difference with these guys in the playoffs. You just got lucky with the one that scored the touchdown.
I feel like with Kyron Williams, if his name was anybody else but Kyron Williams, and you closed your eyes and looked at his stats, he would be a first, second round pick. I feel like people are just bored with him. Sean McVay likes him. It's a third round pick, and that's kind of a dead zone for running backs. Why would you pick? Who's he with? Trevion Henderson, Scatterboo.
Those guys I've drawn. Hold on. Let me show you let me put the rankings.
He's in like that group, right? He goes around like T. Higgins, Ted McMorrow.
He's in a zone that I've dropped him. So my rankings look really different. My rankings look really different from that for that reason. So I'm just going to show you my running back group here. But actually, the overall will show it better. Normally in ADP, what's happening? So here's the guys I moved up in the spot where normally people are taking him. I moved Josh Jacobs up. I got Javonte Williams up here. Pick 30. I got Travis Etienne moved up. Breece Hall I've pushed down. Like, I don't like Breece Hall either. Total side note. But if you look at where I have Kyron, all the way after Judkins, I'll take Judkins over Kyron Williams.
Why?
I'll take Scatterboo. Because Kyron Williams is a half-share guy. At least Judkins is going to get all the carries for his team. Montgomery is going to be scoring touchdowns. Scatterboo, if he hits right, is going to be a guy that we're going to be excited to take at the end of round 1 next year. I'm telling you, like, that's who I want. Montgomery, touchdown score. I like Kyron Williams, but I don't want a guy who's only going to get 12 touches or 13 touches a game in round 3. I don't like it.
I don't know if that's true. Why didn't they do that with Corum last year in the regular season?
I just think it's fine. I don't know, but they did it in the playoffs. I don't know what happened.
1,200 yards and 13 touchdowns every year, Kyron.
Yeah, because they're good, but they changed. You could be right. They changed the role in the playoffs. You remember how the Patriots last season were kind of doing a 50-50 split with Trevion and Ramondre? And then the playoffs came, and Trevion got nothing. No work. Sit down. Ramondre's our guy. Why did that happen?
You must love Chuba Hubbard.
Me or
you? Well, my playoffs. You must love Chuba. What he did against the Rams in the first round.
I did like what I saw, but I love Jonathan Brooks. I've been waiting for Jonathan Brooks for 2 years. I'm a Brooksaholic.
They sat Rico Dodwell in the playoffs for Chuba Hubbard. He had like 200 yards and 2 touchdowns.
That was messed up too. Like, what the heck? But they got rid of Rico Dowdle. So like, I can't carry that forward because they got rid of him. I can't carry that forward. I don't know. But I do know that, for example, the Rams have the exact same team. They've changed nothing. And for some reason, they made it a split with. So I'm not taking the chance in round 3. I'd rather take Corum in round 9 and get the other half of that, similar to the Ray Zanny 2025 move of saying, you know what? As much as everybody's hyping up Trevion Henderson, I think it's Ramondre. You thought it was Ramondre last year. And that is a big reason why you advanced how many? You advanced like 50-60% of your lineups to the finals, right? It was like an insane. To the semi. But getting into the playoffs, did you say you got how many? You got half your lineups into the playoffs?
It was like 60% of my lineups went in the playoffs.
And I did
that's a lot of lineups. I had like 300 teams in the playoffs.
That's absurd. I can't believe you didn't win. But like, folks who are watching, to understand what that means, 60%, you have in this contest, you got about a 20%, actually about a 15 to 17% make the playoff odds when you get into it. It's a 12-team league. 2 of them make the playoffs from the way that it works. It's 2, right? Not 1.
2 on each spot.
Yeah. So 2 teams are advancing to the playoffs out of 12. and you put 60%. So you beat the odds by 4x. That's insane. 3.5x. That's unbelievable. I did not do anywhere near that. I actually, I don't think I did a lot of BBM or puppy entries last year, which didn't help. But I didn't do near that. All right, Ray, we're going to draft a puppy together in a minute, and we're going to talk through your puppy philosophy. But I just want to make fun of this one guy here who drafted with me. I'll do a quick overview of the draft I did here. So this was the Eliminator. And again, the Eliminator is all about head-to-head cash games every single week. We got to advance in the first round against these people I drafted. Top six will advance. So I like to be in a pod, and that's why I sneakily started this really quick without like allowing too many from the chat to get in there, because I want to be in a pod that I can get past, and it just annoys me. I think I can advance 100% if I'm just doing them natural, which is why most of mine are slows. And I want to judge myself on that 100%. But if I do them in chat, I'm like, I was drafting at a disadvantage. So I don't like that. With that being said, look, you want dead teams, right? The dead teams are the teams that don't show a lot of light blue in the first 5 or 6 picks. So I already know. I'm looking at this guy here, right? S. Ronan. Pollard is your first running back. Then you double tap quarterbacks, no scarcity. And then a bunch of crappy backup running backs that have no chance. So this guy is already dead money. So I already know I've got 11 people to beat in this pod, not 12. Okay. Increase my odds a little bit. So I'm looking for other spots like that. Who are the, and then here's another one. XPV, you got a lot of good wide receiver talent early, but Cook, Warren, and then Rashad White, that's not enough. That's not enough running back power to help you through. No. Not enough. Yeah, Rambler, only 2, but it's Barkley and Henry. I think it's acceptable. This guy's okay. I got 4 running backs. I really like Dowdle this year, by the way, Ray Zanny. I'm going back to him.
I love Dowdle this year.
You're on Team Dowdle. I like it.
I'm 1,000% on Team Dowdle this year.
You know what my thought?
Zero Jalen Warren. I haven't drafted him once. If he was going to be the starter, he would already have been the starter.
Same.
Mike McCarthy brought in Dowdle. He had him in Dallas. They paid him. They brought him in. I think he's just going to be the workhorse back, and he has potential to be a top 7 running back this year, 5 running back.
Could be. But at the very worst, I was kind of thinking, like, what if he just gives you what Gainwell gave us? Okay. It's pretty good.
I think it's going to be more than Gainwell gave us.
Even better.
Yes. I'm big on Rico this year. He turned me into a believer last year. I should have been a believer going into last year, and I wasn't after what he did in Dallas.
But you know what happened? You know what happened on he had those monster games, but then he disappeared. What happened to him late in the season? Tell me what the hell happened to that guy. He was good.
They like Chubb.
Yeah, like they brought Chubb in, and I don't know. Yeah, glowing from the so I like Rico Dowdle. I think Rico Dowdle is Kenny Gainwell from last year, but maybe a little bit better. And what more can you ask for from a guy in round 9 or 10, especially in best ball where we only care about the spike weeks anyway?
I think we might see a little more than that than Rico. 250 carries, 1,100 yards, 10 touchdowns.
Let's go. Music to my ears. This guy, Joey Buff, again, waited too long. You can't. This Bijan, Etienne can hold it down. They can hold it down. But Blake Corum and then Kamara Bigsby, I do not think that's enough running back talent. We'll see how it goes. I think I drafted really well. Walker, Jacobs, Judkins, Dowdle. We got some JSN studliness. Watson, touchdown machine. Tate, rookie with upside. Quentin Johnston has become like I'm obsessed with Quentin Johnston all of a sudden.
Put the rocket ships up for Quentin Johnston.
Yeah.
I was big on him last year. He was part of my success rate last year, Quentin Johnston. Nobody wanted him. I had him on 40% of my teams. He was a big part of the movement last year.
You were right.
For some reason, nobody wants him. I don't understand it.
I'm going to tell you why they don't want him, Ray Zanny, and why you're right and they are wrong. Okay? Everybody wants to hear why you're right and they're wrong. That's the best feeling. And I'm going to tell you why you're right and they're wrong. The problem with Quentin Johnston is he was very let's call it, he was all over the place last year. He was up, he was down. He puts up a 25 one week. He gets you a zero. He actually gave me a 0 one week where I needed 1 fucking fantasy point to win a particular league. I just needed a 1. And I got a 0. I'm like, bro, 0? You know who doesn't get a 0? Like somebody I could have taken in round 50. A 0 in a redraft league, right? And so this is my point, Ray. He burned you so hard in redraft with those zeros in between the good weeks. Like he sucked you into playing him. He was on your bench when he put up the 25. Then you put him in, he gets you a 0. Fuck this guy. The most hated kind of player in redraft that you could possibly have. Like, oh, fuck, you're gonna hate you.
He is.
But you know what? In best ball, we don't care about those zeros. All we care about are the spike weeks. The 0 don't mean shit. I got somebody else scoring. I got Jalen Coker on the team giving me 12s every week, no matter what. I don't need you for the 12. I need you for the 27s, the 25.
I want the 425 burgers he's going to give throughout the season.
Yeah.
The rest can all be zeros. I want the 3 to over 20 weeks. That's all I want.
Hell yeah. Now, add in that as a, so I just did a video talking about this, and it was like, guys, we all got excited, and I love Ladd McConkey this year because Keenan Allen was eating 7 to 9 or 10 targets per game. Those have to go to someone. A lot of those are going to go to Ladd McConkey, but I don't know why it didn't occur to me at first. Like, you know who else is going to get those targets? Quentin Johnston, man. He's going to see more targets too. They both benefit from the exit of Keenan Allen, who was effectively a co-equal WR1 in terms of his target share last season. They didn't, if you look at the target shares, it was like 22%, 21, 19. They're all co-equal kind of target share guys. Now one of them's gone. Should push the other two in the 25% range.
I like it.
Yeah, love that. All right, anyway, we're going to crush these guys. Advance rate, 100%. I highly recommend doing eliminators. And Ray, I'd like to see you in the eliminator as well, but not against me in the same pod. That's number 1. And number 2, just slow draft them. I decided all my slow drafts are going to be that, so I don't have to think about, oh, I need to remember stacking or not. I got to check what contest this is in. I just said, no. I'm doing all my slow drafts on the eliminator. I'm going to make sure I get at least 100 done.
How many are you up to?
How many I have so far?
Yeah.
I currently am actively drafting like 20 or 19 or 20 teams. And I did this one. I got a couple others drafted. So I'm maybe at 22 or 23. But what I do, I just have to remember, I got to sit down like every other day and just start another 5 or 10. I want to get to 150. My goal, I want to have 150 lineups going head to head in week 2. And then let's see what happens. You know, let's see how many weeks I can squeeze my way through. This contest has luck involved. So you really need volume of entries. It's not like, I believe that Chess Liam guy said the more lineups you got in, the worse you drafted or some crazy shit last year.
Yeah, that made no sense.
It made no sense. That's stupid. Like, no, that is not how it works.
He said something like you're better off advancing 5 teams than advancing 20 or some crazy thing like that. Why would I want to advance 5? Well, I don't even know what he said. It was something like that.
That is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. That is not true. You want to get as many teams as you possibly can into the playoffs here. So because of that,
absolutely.
But particularly with this, because in the eliminator, you're going head to head. There's a luck. I was getting teams by a week that did not deserve to advance. And then I'd have other teams that didn't advance. That, like, basically your average score in that contest is like a 115, 120 every single week, right? Think about that as like your average score. So I would advance with a 110 on one side, and then I'd have a 140 that got knocked out by a 145. And I'm like, shit, that was one of my best teams, got knocked out. So my understanding of it is I want as many as possible because there's a luck factor in head-to-head contests. And if you're only last year, I think I drafted 49 teams. I advanced 30 of them past, or 42, something like that. I advanced 30. I had a 75% advance rate. I was not happy with it. After week 1, I wanted 100%. And I made it to, I think, week 9 with my best team, week 8 or week 9, which put me in the money and everything. I profited, but I didn't have that fun, like, sweat of trying to make it to week 13 week 14, like squeezing out another week. You know, having 4 teams. What can I? That to me is the most fun part of. I checked it every week, so this was my favorite contest for sure. With that being said, we do have the Puppy Master with us in chat. Puppy 2 looks like it's filling up real quick. Ray, how many lineups have you put in there already?
In the Puppy 2, I think I got like 50, 55.
55 so far. This thing looks like it's going to be full.
I'm over 500 teams already.
Oh, you are an animal. You're genuinely an animal.
I was drafted during the Super Bowl when they first opened, and Kenneth Walker was going in the 3rd round.
Bro, that's so crazy.
Kenneth Walker was going in the 3rd round at one point.
Oh yeah, I bet. You know, like he's at top of round 2. You probably had some advantages on, like, there's a couple players like AJ Brown you've been able to get in like round 3 or 4 for a big part of the early season. Now he's all the way up to kind of mid round 2. Those are the big moves. Like, who are some of the names as we do this? If you want to draft with me, Ray, this is actually, I should do this on a new tab. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it with yours. I'm not gonna jump in the draft.
Okay, even better. So you're gonna assist me, which is even better. What I'm gonna do here is I'm actually going to do this on a new tab so I can actually have the draft assistant tool pop up as well when I do it. But let's go. Here we go. NFL. We're going Puppy here. Puppy 2. 20 seconds. Enter. Guys, if you're in the chat and you want to draft alongside me, I don't mind anybody drafting alongside me in the Puppy. I just really don't. I think in the Eliminator, it's less than ideal.
I want to share this, see if we can get some views, see if we can get some new people in here.
Give a share.
I know you've got some lurkers, Kev.
There's always lurkers, man. People
I see them in the drafts. I know there's lurkers.
They're joining these drafts. In the last one, I was like, I kept calling out. I was like, man, this is a DFS Army avatar. That guy's got to be in the draft with us here, right? And only at the very end, they were like, yeah, I'm in there. I was like, okay, I thought so. All right, let's give this. We're filled. We are picked 1.3. Ray, I'm in the Jamar Chase spot. Oh, you're gonna like this one.
I have an interesting take on Jamar Chase.
Yeah, do you? What's your thought?
He is the hottest guy to draft in all of round 1. You have to get the 3 pick to get him.
Yeah.
Unless you're jumping. He's the, how can I put this? So Bijan and Gibbs are 1 and 2 no matter what, however you flip-flop them. 3 is Jamar Chase. So if you want Jamar Chase, you either have to get that 3 pick or jump Bijan or Jahmyr Gibbs. Because Chase don't slip to 4. And then it's everybody else after 4. He's the toughest guy to get to in round 1, for what it's worth.
Yeah, I actually agree with you. I've you know what? As you're speaking and I'm remembering, I've had situations where Jackson Smith and Jigba drops to me at pick 1-7. I've gotten Puka at 1-7, 1-8 in that zone. But yeah, Jamar Chase never drops past his spot. Now, I will say this. I am just not that big of a thing, but I'm much more. I like Jahmyr Gibbs significantly more than Bijan.
Oh yeah.
Significantly more. Like, it's the easiest button click ever. When I'm on the board at 1, I just take Jahmyr every single time. This guy just auto picked.
No, definitely not. Definitely not complaining about lurkers. I like the lurkers, Graham.
Love the lurkers. Anybody who's watching, we appreciate you.
Everybody's welcome.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. We appreciate you guys. We want you in here. I want you in the chat. AC Cunningham is in there. Pick number 12. So we started, by the way, with Puka, and check this out. The draft assistant is going to start to let us know, hey, you've got a path here with Burrow and Chase. So it's going to start to give you little thoughts on that, little reminders. You know who I think of? Just Pollock Hillbilly. One real quick here. I feel like when Ray speaks, I feel like I'm talking to Boston Rob from Survivor, and it makes me happy.
A lot.
Yeah, you're like, it's weird because Boston Rob claims he's from Boston, and yet you're from Rhode Island. But if my eyes were closed, I'm like, I'm talking to Boston Rob right now, and then it's not. But so what the hell's up with that? Is Boston Rob really from Rhode Island? Is it Rhode Island Rob, but he didn't want to let people know because he was like, Boston's the big city.
I don't know. I don't know where he's from.
I feel like he's got.
People say I looked like him. I pulled like girls saying I looked like Boston Rob.
Yeah. I mean, the whole vibe is there. The whole
when he
vibe
was
is dead.
like when he was popular on Survivor or whatever, I didn't even know who the guy was. And people were like, you look and talk like this guy Boston Rob. I didn't know who the fuck the guy was, and then I looked it up. I'm like, all right, I get it.
That's so funny. That's fucking hilarious, bro. Because I was thinking it too. Like, you know, when I was coming up with the Jim Tan the Guido for Life intro, I was also looking for Boston Rob stuff, but there's just nothing really catchy that I could find with Boston Rob. So,
You got to get Joey Missoula in there, Kev. He's
who
from
the hell is
Johnson.
Joey Missoula? No one knows who Joey.
The coach of the Celtics. He's an
No
NBA
one
coach
knows who that
champion.
is.
Joe Missoula's from Johnston, Rhode Island.
No one knows who that is.
His dad dated my mom in high school. Like, it's a whole thing. Get Joey
Get out of here. His dad dated your mom in high school?
Get some Liam Cohen in there with the Duval. He's a Rhode Island guy.
No one knows who Liam Cohen. Like, I can't play a funny segment about Liam Cohen. He's a serious guy.
What about the Duval thing when he went Duval? That's pretty famous, no?
No, it's not. Only people in Rhode Island know about that. No one else knows about any of that. These got to be fun.
They play that clip all the time on like the radio stations.
Do they? And locally.
Locally.
Baseball push-up testing. FEC's a way of life. I'm a Guido for life.
We are not like that. We are not like that in Rhode Island. Paulie, like, I don't even know. We're not like that in Johnson. I promise you guys.
Wait a minute. I'm up on the clock. Let's see. Running backs are all gone. We got to take AJ Brizzles. No choice. I don't take. You know who I don't have any shares of?
Who?
Jeremiah Love. I've not taken him unless absolutely.
I don't have any either.
Yeah, I think we're on the same page this year. It's a little scary, bro.
We are. We've been since we've been talking.
Yeah.
I like Nico Collins.
Nico's fine.
He's not there. That says Rashid Rice. I can't read it. Yeah,
Collins is gone. What we have here, so the recommendation engine at this point likes Jeremiah Love because he's fallen way beyond his ADP, or a little bit beyond it. But it also knows that I need a running back. Basically, right now it's like, bro, you need a running back. So the way that this overlay tool works, it kind of starts to notice, hey, you haven't taken a running back yet, bro. You know, we're in round 3. You might want to get one. Really interesting. Rashid Rice, I absolutely adore him this year as well. He goes pick 24 overall. So this guy who started with Jahmyr Gibbs double taps Rice and Pickens. Oh, that start is so good. That is a great
even
start.
though I'm not really a Rice guy, but
that's a really good start. I am jealous of that start. Right, we need to get a running back to anchor it. I'm going to take Jacobs here, but I'm going to ask you between Jacobs, Javonte, let's call it David Montgomery and Scatterbo, like this group that's left. Do you have an order for your kind of preference here? Are these guys you don't like? If ETN was there, I'd take him first.
I'm gonna blow your mind. I like Trevion Henderson more than Montgomery, Scatterbo, Junkins, and Price.
Yeah, dude. Man, it's crazy. That is blowing my mind. I've watched some of your drafts, and I saw you've taken Trevion, but you've also taken Ramondre and some. You don't hate Ramondre.
I have them both on teams, but I like. That's why I always say that ADP is fictional, because I like Trevion in that. If you look at Trevion's stats, the guy had 900 yards and 9 touchdowns. He wasn't a complete bust, as it's perceived.
Yeah, he was fine.
Back and then over Junkins. I watched Junkins and Scatterbo break their leg on live TV. How can I take them over?
Bro, they're healed up, man. They're better now. They're fine. They're all healed up. It's no big deal. They're better now. Just a quick note. We've got Josh Jacobs, Jamar Chase, and A.J. Brown. So I've got pathways with Drake May. I've got pathways with Joe Burrow. I am less a believer that you need Joe Burrow with Jamar Chase, as I am that you need Joe Burrow with Higgins or Chase Brown. I think if I get Higgins or Chase Brown, or both ideally, I absolutely feel that Burrow is a must. With Jamar Chase is doing his thing. I don't need Burrow. You know,
we got to get different somewhere. We got to get somebody else. Everybody has the Burrow Chase combo. We got to do something a little different somewhere. Speaking of that, Pollock Hillbilly. Want to fly out the Bengals' third receiver, Mitch Tinsley.
Yeah, this was you were telling me about Tinsley, that you kind of, there goes Trevion Henderson. Soups, he was listening to you. This is what I'm saying. He was in the chat. he heard it, and he's gone. Interestingly for me, he left me with a choice between I get you don't love him that much. I still love. Oh, there goes Scattaboo. Well, no more choice. I was just gonna say I still love Scattaboo, and the fucking guy took him. So now we're gonna take Montgomery, a touchdown scoring beast. I love Montgomery this year. Remember how Nick Chubb was pretty good on Houston for a minute before he got hurt? That Houston team is tailor-made for a running back of the style of Montgomery.
You're absolutely right.
Tailor-made. And I love that. I love the hipsters. I've literally heard the hipsters talking about Woody Marks. Okay?
Woody Marks couldn't stay on the field last year.
No kidding. I'm like, what? You're talking about Woody Marks?
He would come in. He'd be in and out of the game like 4 times every game. Maybe I'm wrong, but I just had that perception of him.
Hang on, I'm taking Judkins here. But
fun fact about Judkins, he's really good in Madden. Madden always knows. I'm in a league with 30 people all around the country. We're in season 8. I got Judkins up to a 99 X factor for you Madden people.
That is crazy. But Judkins is good, man. People rip on Judkins. All right. Recommendation engine is like, dude, Joe Burrow, don't forget to grab him. Like, it's letting me know. It's pushing Christian Watson here, saying, hey, Rome Odunze, if you take him, you can set up a little stack with his quarterback, right? So this is pretty cool. Who's it passing over? It letting me know also who it's not. DJ Moore doesn't fit your build right now. Oh, there it goes. Anyway, Christian Watson gone.
You like DJ Moore, Kev?
I like the potential there, yes. But I don't feel – I've been thinking about, like, in that zone, who I feel confident in. And they're all sketchy. Like, I'll give you some names there. So, yeah, DJ Moore. The plus is we saw Stephon Diggs have this resurgent career with Josh Allen late. DJ Moore is not that old. He's 28 years old. Why is he washed? Maybe he's still just – like, he's always been a very talented guy. What's the downside, Ray? The flip side is he didn't have a very good year last year. And, is he washed? Is there something else going on there? I don't really know. So I like him. I definitely like him in a Josh Allen stack if I do get Allen, which is rare.
Allen's starting to slip to the 4th round.
That as he should, right? Like that should happen. Here, Burrow. I mean, listen, if they drop Burrow to us in our next pick here, I'm gonna take him.
What about Rome? I like Rome.
Rome just went. There he goes. And so Rome's another one. Let's talk about Rome.
I like him better than Burden.
Rome, you like him? I don't know if I like him better than Bird. So I've been thinking about like the sketchy guys, Rome Odunze, Brian Thomas Jr., both of those really sketchy. If we go a little higher up in the draft, it's Burden and Igbuka. Sketchy. Why are they sketchy? Because I'm not sure about those guys. Not really sure.
It's like this whole group. You got Parker Washington, Marvin Harrison, Rome, all these guys, Metcalf, they're all like
sketchy. All sketchy. They're very sketchy.
Sketchy characters right there.
Yeah, like I don't know. Hopium, I call them hopium plays. We're kind of hoping that something changes with these guys, but that's us. We're just praying for. It's a hopium prayer. We don't know. Quentin Johnston coming up with a potential stack here. I don't like Jalen Hurts. I do like Trevor Lawrence, but we're a little bit past his stack zone. We're at pick 69. I think it's too soon for the quarterback.
There's a good back stack you can get with Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, I might try it with Parker Washington. But I think let's go Chuba right here. I'm going Chuba.
Yeah, of course, Chuba. Yeah. It's always Chuba, Kev. He's one of the guys that, yeah.
We now have 4 running backs. So randomly, this is now a very heavy running back build. I got to stay away from running back going forward. All right, who do you like here? Wilson, Metcalf, Pierce.
Wilson.
Like Michael Wilson. All right, let's go.
We don't got another Cardinal, right? Wilson. I'm big on Wilson. I showed you my
yeah, you have a lot of them.
Yeah,
the only downside, so basically, Michael Wilson is going to be like, does Marvin Harrison Jr. turn it around and start being good this year? And I don't know the answer to that. Can he turn it around? I don't know. I was going to try to take Drake May before because I really like comboing up Drake. I like the Drake May stack. I'm starting to run out of stack opportunities. I like the Drake May stack because
I like the Drake
he's
May
awesome,
stack.
And I already have AJ Brown, so like, why not?
I like Drake May with Romeo.
Yeah, and you get that's right. And you add Romeo later. I can add in Hunter Henry if I want later. Like it's an easy stack to build up beyond just the initial AJ Brown and May, but he's gone. So I think I'm going to look at T-Law, and if I can get Trevor Lawrence on this next one, then I'll prioritize Travis Hunter, who's one of my favorite late round guys, and Brenton Strange.
We can take a look at Chris Rodriguez. We can talk about him.
There we go. Rico Dowdle goes. Check this out. I can't take any more running backs for a minute.
We can't do running backs.
Yeah, I'm overloaded there. But question from the audience. I'm going to throw this over to you, Ray Zanny. What players are you avoiding right now, but maybe you could see yourself regretting comes August? So are there any players?
Rashid Rice and Zay Flowers.
You're avoiding Rashid Rice?
Yeah.
Bro, he's out of jail.
I don't know. I looked at him. He's never had 1,000 yards. He can't complete a season. The guy's in and out of trouble. He has big games when he plays, but it's nerve-wracking.
I am embracing Rashid Rice.
That guy's like if he gets pinched, he's like one thing away from like doing 2 years in jail if he does that.
Well, how about Josh Jacobs? When they first arrested him, did you hear the report? I traded for Josh Jacobs in Dynasty off the report. Somebody was like, just give me anything. I was like, all right, I'll take him. I'll give you some piece of shit.
He's going to be fine. He's not even getting in trouble, is he?
I know. I read the report, and you know, I watch a lot of like police ticker tapes. I watch a lot of like police stuff, and just like I like video of like badge cams and shit like that. Just I like watching that stuff.
Yep.
And I know they pile on the charges. Like you could do nothing, and all of a sudden it's like strangulation, blah blah blah. You know, it's not what they charge you with. A lot of times has nothing to do with like what went on. So I was like, man, right now it seems like nothing. It seems like a nothing burger. A neighbor called and reported something, and they were like, yeah, we're gonna arrest you. Like it could have been something like that.
That's how it feels like too. Rashid Rice is another situation though. He could skip out on a bill at dinner by accident and be in jail for like 2 years.
He is a bonehead. I mean, there's no doubt that Rice is a bonehead. But there's Jacoby Myers. You know what? Fuck you, Max LD. Now I take Trevor Lawrence.
Good pick.
Hell no. Take Jacoby Myers, just trying to like preemptively grab my stack. Hell no. I don't even mind. By the way, I'll tell you another thing I've been doing, Ray. Just based on the way that these drafts have gone, this part right here, when you get to the 80s and 90s, I think it's acceptable for the first time ever to double tap quarterbacks. Like you wait, and then you take two pretty good quarterbacks in the 80s and 90s. Because by the hundreds, now we're down to the Sam Darnold, CJ Stroud crew. Not as good. So I don't mind coming away from yeah. All right. Yeah.
This is a good little group with the quarterbacks that you're saying right here with the Mahomes, Trevor Lawrence, Bo Nix, Jackson Dott.
They're still good.
There's like one or two other guys in that same.
I'll take Stafford. I'll take Bo Nix. I don't mind it. Jared Goff, he's fine too. These are all guys I like. I think Jared Goff is the name. I'm telling you right now.
The most slept on player in the NFL.
Jared Goff.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, I've got a tingle about Jared Goff that you know how we said you needed Trevor Lawrence for the playoffs this past year? I've got like a weird tingly feeling that it's going to be Jared Goff that you needed to win BBM in 2026. Don't ask me why. But I'm telling you, I got a feeling about it. There goes Pitts. Slushy DFS is in the chat, by the way. Slushy knows my shit. He's in here in the chat. Takes Kyle Pitts. I love the pick there. But that's also at ADP at 106. I've been taking Pitts when I could, well before that at pick 90, 95.
I take Pitts wherever. If I want him on my team, I don't care where I take him. He's so high up my ADP board that where he comes on there, I don't even care where I take him.
Dude, we are frighteningly aligned in a lot of these player takes this year, Ray. I mean, we've been chatting a little bit in on Twitter DMs as well. We are very weirdly aligned on a lot of these players. Like, I haven't had many disagreements, like heavy disagreements with you so far. I think I'm going to disagree on Kyron.
We're going to talk about this Kyron Chubb disagreement that we have. We're going to fight on the ground on that.
Yeah, the Kyron thing, I'm not on board. I am just saying, fuck that guy. I'm waiting. But I have a lot of dynasty exposure to Kyron Williams. Trust me, I want it to work. But I just don't think it will. I think he's going to be fine, but I don't think he's going to be somebody that's better than Scadaboo healthy or better than Montgomery healthy. I just think he's not, but we could be wrong. Lions offense in general, Grant AI. Grant Lal.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean, the Lions are going to play at home 8 games. They're going to go over to Minnesota. They're going to play a game over there. That's 9. There's going to be some other domes along the way. I don't know their schedule per se, but the Lions score a lot of points. My thing with the Lions was, okay, here we go. Trevor Lawrence, Travis Hunter, Brenton Strange. Isaiah likely completes a stack for us here. So skipping Andrews for likely to complete the stack, Ray? How do you feel about that? You say, I don't care about ADP. Got to do it.
I don't care about ADP.
The assistant tools let me know. It's like, bro, if you don't take your stack right now.
Telling us to take Chris Rodriguez, Kev.
Yeah. Chris Rodriguez. I just feel like
then we get all the points. Best ball is different because then we get all the points with Jacksonville. So when Trevor's off, hopefully it's Rodriguez. Or when Rodriguez is off, hopefully Trevor's throwing. And then we got our other guys. Best ball's a little different.
Yeah,
I believe in Chris Rodriguez this year.
I just feel like I have 4 running backs right now. And if I do that, you know what? I'm doing this. Travis. Okay, yeah, there we go. Hunter. Got him. Fuck it. I did the stack. You know why? Because I know Soups is waiting to take Hunter in that double pick before it comes back around to me. Right? That's what he was waiting. He's in here.
Telling you, got the inside tip. Rodriguez is going to be the bull hawk in Jacksonville.
You think? I see Rodriguez playing there's Soups. He grabbed him. I think Rodriguez. I have a lot of Rodriguez, by the way, a ton of it, Ray. So I'm on board. You saw it.
He's boys with Liam. Liam went out and got him. They paid him. They overpaid him. And if you look at Rodriguez, he's averaged over the last 3 years he's played. Even though he hasn't been a workhorse, he gets 5 yards a carry he averaged 5 yards a carry over his career.
He's been decent. You know what happened with Chris Rodriguez though? It's really interesting, his ADP, where it's gone. So Rodriguez, early offseason, was getting a little bit of buzz right after the Liam Cohen connection, all that. And he was going he was like at the start of the what I call like secondary running back crew, with Mason, Krosky, Merritt, White, Rashad White. You had Mason, Krosky, Merritt, Rashad White. Blake Corum's a little bit earlier in that little group as well. And then Rodriguez, though, was going ahead of those guys. Rodriguez was like pick 100 a little bit earlier in the offseason when he was getting more buzz. And then he had the little ankle surgery thing, or he had some sort of a issue in training camp, a health issue that will not affect him going forward. But that little something caused the field to push him down to the end of that group. And now he goes after all of them. And he goes after Mason and Krosky, Merritt, and those sort of, I call them the secondary running backs that are actually going to play. Meaning like still guys that are going to get you points every week. They're still playing every week, no matter what. Like after that, like if we look at the running backs here, we've gotten to guys who actually are just pure handcuffs that will not play. Like these guys are not playing week to week. Brian Robinson.
That's a good take and a good way to look at it.
Yeah. So like you have 3 levels of running back. You have starters, workhorse, and then you have the guys in the splits, the second part of the split. We like Chig here. All right. You know what? Let me listen to this. I like Kenyon Saduk too. But like you have that second group, they're going to score for you. And the second group is great if you do like that hero RB, just one running back early. You need a bunch of Rico Dowdles and Masons and Chris Rodriguez. You need a few of those. But I think the ones that win you the leagues, those guys will be great. But the league winner is Tank Bigsby when Saquon Barkley gets hurt. That wins you the whole thing.
I have kind of a rule this year, Grant LA. It's get a Seattle running back on every team. And just hope for the best.
Is Holani in your mix? Like, fuck it. I'll take him.
Holani, Wilson, Charbonnet. I tried getting one of them on every team. I was in the draft suite the other day. I was drafting Wilson and Holani the last 2 picks. I'm like, if I get it, this works. And you were doing it with the San Fran guys.
We're on the clock right now.
We
I'm
need a
going to go. I get a third quarterback, Samwise.
Samwise.
Yeah. Why
Somebody
not?
said we disrespected him in the chat. Money Mouse.
Yeah. I listen. Sam Darnold. Anytime somebody was on the Jets and then gets better after they leave, I almost respect that. I think it's almost like a good thing. Another slap into the face for my hated, beloved Jets.
If you look at it, they kind of rolled all the way through the season, Seattle, and nobody even realized it until they were in the Super Bowl.
I admittedly underestimated how good that defense was. I underestimated it because they have no names. They're like the Knicks. Like, you don't even know the names of the players on the team that much. Like, there's no real like super duper star. Everyone's like, what are you talking about? Jalen Brunson is the star of the... No, he's not. Get the fuck up. Okay? I know he's good, but when the Knicks were trading for Jalen Brunson, everybody's like, what are they doing? It's like that. They were like, they're paying that guy the max salary? What are they, nuts?
That's exactly how it was when they got Brunson.
Yeah. And then they got, what's his name? They gave 5 picks up for Bridges. Everybody's like, what the fuck? Am I cooked? So here, Chattahoochee Chief says, I've been using your rankings for DraftKings. You're good. They are just as good for DraftKings. The only thing I want you to do going from Underdog to DraftKings with my ranking list, and realistically, the reason I don't have 2 sets is because I don't change my rankings that much, even going to PPR. I just emphasize wide receivers a little bit more. That's all. Like in the overalls, I might just take some of the pass catchers a little sooner. I'm very comfortable on DraftKings having my team led by pass catchers and having the backups be running backs. Whereas on Underdog, I primarily want the running backs doing the scoring for my team. That's the difference for me between so there. AC, we got a lot of people in the chat here. AC Cunningham's in the draft here with us, Rayzan. Got a lot of people in there.
I have so much Chig from pre-draft best ball. It's insane. I was getting them in the last round, the 20th round.
So good.
I have like 70% of them on teams get them in the 20th round. You know me, I like 3-4 tight ends. So I was just scooping them up every draft in the last round.
To your point about 3 or 4 tight ends, guys, Ray has been doing this just by you've been doing this through instinct. Just instinct. Like, I like having a lot of these tight ends scoring for me late. Awesome. You've been doing it through instinct. And then we check the BBM report, and it says they call it, we came up with something when I did that research called pure punt tight end. And pure punt tight end. All right, we're on the clock here. Hang on. So let's pay attention.
Brenton Strange still there?
He just went. Fucker.
Is that Dallas Goddard? That's not Goddard, is it?
No. Goddard is long gone. I'm just looking at the tool here. It says Brian Robinson, DeZon Stribling. I don't like any of those guys. Let's go random wide receiver. I don't know if I love that, but I was not. You know what? I need to start preparing. So let me start starring off players here real quick that I need for my next.
You always better have them start, Kev. You could get logged out. Something can happen. Like the other day when I was in the draft, all of a sudden they logged me out of my whole account. I missed 2 picks.
Yeah.
And then you guys were making fun of me for taking Malik.
I was like, what? I was like, why the fuck are you taking that guy? What are you doing? Hold on. Get some guys start off. Yeah, Barner, fine. I got Darnold, so I might as well try to get Barner. Schultz is fine. Gunnar. So we'll get some of these guys start off as well.
What do we have? Likely and who for tight end?
Right now at tight end, we've got Likely and Chigakonkwo. By the way, 2 pretty good tight ends. I'm good with that. I'm sitting on 4 running backs, 3 quarterbacks, and 5 wide receivers. So I think the pathway is pretty clear here. I'm going to take Barner with this next pick. Get a little pairing. Somebody asked earlier, by the way, where is that? How many quarterback stacks do you need? So let me get back to this first. So I'm going to a couple things from the research, Ray. You've been doing this on your own, which is awesome. The research showed that pure punt tight end, 3 or 4 tight ends, all after round 12, is the single most highest indicator that you are going to make the playoffs in Underdog. Pure punt tight end made the playoffs at like double the rate of how often it was drafted. So if like if it's 20% of the time and 20% of people, that'd be 2, whatever it is. I don't want to, I can't even explain the math. It made it in at double the rate of people drafting it, meaning it was one of the most powerful indicators that you drafted a team that is going to make the playoffs. Why do you call him Gooner? Listen, feeling all right. Here's the problem. If you went to Iceland or Scandinavia, where the name Gunnar comes from, you would learn the correct pronunciation. You would learn the correct pronunciation of Gunnar. But yes, the American pronunciation is Gunnar. That is correct.
Pollock's got a really interesting question.
Ray, who are you seeing as Janty's backup or injury replacement?
That just put a light bulb in my head because that's a huge, because I have no Genty and I have no idea who his backup is, and I should have.
They drafted a guy, I believe his name is Jonah Coleman. Mike Washington. Yeah, Mike Washington was drafted in that role, so that's probably who it's going to be.
Is
this guy right here?
Yeah, white guy still there? Is he still in the NFL?
White guy?
Is it Mayor White?
Oh no, he's gone, and he's not white at all. He's
not. No,
his last name is not white. Just because the last name is White, Ray.
Is he out of the NFL though, or is he still on the Raiders?
That's a good question. He might as well be out of the NFL. That guy has zero cachet. I just want to mention some really good picks that people took here in this 15th round that I love. Dulcich for Soups. I like that. Tank Dell Slushy. This is, a person who's in the chat with us here. Tank Dell is one of my guys that I try to draft all the time, Ray. I don't know if you're on board with Tank Dell. Then Adonai Mitchell is another one of my guys. What do you think? Yeah. Adonai Mitchell and Tank Dell. These are guys I'm trying to get late. Tank Dell is one of I try to get him in all my drafts, guys. Let me tell you about Tank Dell, Ray. Let me tell you about this guy. Hang on. Ted Hurst. Let me look at my team real quick. All right. So we've got 4 running backs, 5 wide receivers, 2 tight ends, 2 quarterbacks. Ooh, I'm going to take a third quarterback here. The Brisket. 3. Yeah.
We got 3.
Yeah. Brissett. Done.
We had 3, didn't we?
No, I only had 2. Oh, shit. I had 3. Fuck. Oh, no. Now I got 4. That's too many.
It's not too many. There's never too many quarterbacks.
In round 16 at pick 190, I'm taking Brissett. I don't care. Fuck that. Taking him.
All right. Nothing wrong with 4 quarterbacks ever.
Yeah,
all it takes is one of them random guys to put up Bryce Young to put up a 40 when Josh Allen puts up a 15.
Yeah, I'll take that.
No one realizes how big of a difference that is for that week. It's the same thing with the tight ends. All of a sudden, Gesicki pops off for 25 and Kittle gets 10. It's such an advantage when that random guys hit.
Yeah, I like it. I'm a big fan, more so of the 4th tight end. Tight end. You know what's crazy about the tight end position? I'll take 3 all the time, and I'll look up and 2 of them are injured. I'm like, fuck. Sometimes even before they I feel like I took likely a couple guys got injured before the season. I was like, man, I thought I took 3 and I was safe. But even 3 tight ends, you're not safe. Those guys get hurt.
They get hurt.
Yeah.
The other thing with tight end, you might, if you draft 4 of them, one of them might end up in your flex that week for most points. Don't forget that too. They can end up in the flex.
Yeah, that's right. You can get the bonus of them elevating into your flex. And by the way, their touchdown scores, which I like, right? We're on Underdog that values touchdowns above all. And even those backup, even Charlie Kohler gets you a touchdown once or twice a season. Even the backup tight end. So, yeah, I'm about it. I think the 4th tight end is that's a big raise anything. I think the 4th tight end does help, and I think it's great. And the other thing about it is, you can with the 4th tight end, you can wait. It's pure punt tight end. You don't have to start taking them early. Somebody's going to pop.
Cole Kmet's going undrafted. He'll have a couple 20-point weeks this season.
He could.
Gesicki's going pretty much undrafted. He'll have a 20-point somewhere along the line.
Would you say that Gesicki at this point is still the TE1 for the Bengals?
Yeah.
All right, that's fair.
There's a lot of talk about the Eric All guy that came back that got hurt last year, but
How is Mike?
they
Yeah,
signed
how's
Gesicki. They paid him.
this is an interesting question, Phil. I've been watching a lot of best ball streams. How's your tool different or better than the Sidekick or Solver? I haven't seen the other two tools, so I genuinely have no idea what any other tools are doing, but I'll only share that my tool has my rankings in it. So as much as it's helping you with the draft and it's pointing you to the right players and making sure that you get stacks, and there's a lot of logic that I've personally built into this based on, let's go Malachi Fields. Hold on. Let's see if we can get one more piece. Yeah.
Go to Emmanuel Wilson.
You think Manny Wilson? I just want to maybe squeeze. I was thinking about squeezing one more stack with Dart piece in here with Malachi. Right.
What do we got? We got Tracy, Likely, and Malachi?
Yeah, we got Likely, Tracy, Malachi. It's kind of like a weird back end stack. Oh no, I also got Darnell Mooney. Oh, what? Oh, I thought it was Justin Fields for a second. Malachi. So anyway, let me just answer this. Feeling all right is the main difference would be for me that this is loaded with my rankings, and any other tool would not have my rankings. They would have someone else's rankings. That being said, I'd love to look at these other tools. And one of the cool things about the power of AI right now is I can add any feature I want into software very easily. The world of access to software has changed dramatically. So yeah. Does it run Sims? I'm not running Sims, no. But if you explain something like that and we can add something in if we think it's valuable. So I did see other tools to look at. And Ray, I don't know your thoughts on this. I did see some other overlay tools, and they seem to, at least one of them or two of them, seem to look at like, all right, you just took these 3 players in the first 3 picks. That combination happens X amount of times, and it really emphasizes getting a little bit unique in those first 3 or 4 picks, as opposed to emphasizing making sure that your, the number of players per position is done well, or that your stacks are aggressively done.
Wait a minute. So if I drafted, like, say, Nico Collins and George Pickens, right? It would tell me how many other teams in the whole contest has that?
It estimates it. So it's like estimating, hey, that combination happens X% of the time. So like it'll say like, oh, you pick from the 2 spot, and X% of the time people at the 2 spot have that exact combo. It's an estimate. And the idea is to is it? And so the idea of that is, I've seen it, and the idea is to say, hey, instead of going along ADP for those first few picks, maybe get a little weird. Maybe try to have something unique going on that's different from everybody else. And maybe that will lead to positive outcomes for your draft. It's all theory, Ray. I don't know.
I don't mind that. When I was in the playoffs last year, the semifinals, the finals, I was spending hours, Kev, going on the thing contest, looking at my teams and putting 2 guys in and seeing how many other guys in the contest had the same 2 guys or the same 3 or 4 guys. On that BBM DP site, you could do it. And I was putting the guys in to see how unique it was.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. You want to see, like, when you're in the playoffs, for sure. I mean, of course, like, I'm looking at the other teams too, and like, all right, who's got the same guys as I have? How many people play? That data should be available. I feel like for BBM, they should let you know. Like, as soon as the contest starts, they should put all the picks out and let us analyze them.
You do. Once it ends, that's what that BBM DP site is, and you can see everybody's team. You can type it in, see everybody's, how many contests they did, everything else.
Is that the end of a season though, or in season?
In season.
Okay.
So as soon as week 1 starts, it will be up. Soups is on it. He knows you can't get the actual player combos until Underdog puts in the data after the contest closes.
But after it closes, they put the data out. Yeah. Again, the power. Last year, it would have been much harder to do any of this stuff. I'm going to tell you that technology has advanced at a level where I've built this overlay tool. I built it. I'm not an engineer. I don't do software engineering at all. But using AI and Claude code and all of that, I was able to build an overlay tool that can see your screen while you're drafting and give you advice in real time, which is like crazy. It's not going to do rankings for me. It's not going to tell me where the players should go. That you got to use your own shit for that. But you can build this technology. So if there's a piece of technology that anybody wants built into that tool, I give that tool to all DFS Army members anyway for free. I don't add a price for it. I like if you're part of the DFS Army crew, whatever we build, you get. I've already changed lives with MLB DFS this year, right? I used AI to backtest millions of entries in MLB, and I found a mathematical anomaly in terms of how lineups get constructed for DFS MLB that changed the game.
I keep seeing you posting winners from DFS Army on baseball. A lot of guys are hitting from the DFS Army. I keep seeing you post them on Twitter.
And not just that, their testimonial, like, dude, I watched your thing. I used your math anomaly that you discovered. I changed my approach to how I make lineups for this based on that. And it has led to win after win after win. Those little math things exist for all games. And so in the era of AI, you got to use a little bit of it. You have to use. I did that, and that's what I'm doing for. Unfortunately, I did the same thing for bestball, and a lot of the things I'll show it to you. But a lot of the things that it returned were, like, this does not carry over year after year. So like, we looked at all the running back strategies, right? And you know this. I was like, hero RB, zero RB, robust RB, late RB, early RB. I looked at everything. And the result was like, yeah, it changes every year. It doesn't hold from 1 year to 1 year. Loading up on RBs early works. The next year, not is what wins. And there's no rhyme. The rhyme or reason to it is if you think about the seasons, you can go back to 2022. I remember Austin Eckler being a fucking top 4 pick.
Oh, yeah.
Names that you were like, ugh. You didn't even like to take them, but you were almost like forced to take a running back. And it would be like somebody that you weren't that excited about, like Zeke Elliott towards the end of his run, where it wasn't sexy anymore, but you kind of thought, at least he's going to get all the carries. And he killed your team. He's going pick 3 a couple years ago. So you remember these names. I'm trying to think. Austin Eckler was the biggest, like, come on, bro. Oh, Breece Hall.
Breece Hall. That was two years ago. It was Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson were both first-round picks.
Yeah. Taking fucking Jets players in the first round. What do you have, a death wish? What are you, nuts?
I thought that same thing when I was seeing them two guys go, and I remember it. I'm having the whole deja vu of it right now.
I'm bringing it back. Because when you remember these things, you're like, oh yeah, Breece Hall went in round 1. He didn't even get hurt, and he killed your team.
I remember saying, how the hell are 2 Jets guys going in the first round? I remember saying that to myself. I don't want either one.
I think Zach Wilson might have been the quarterback still. Like, oh, do we have a death wish here? This guy sucks. What are you doing? So that year, yeah, 0 RB worked, because if you took Austin Eckler, you got a 0. If you took Breece Hall, that was terrible. Christian McCaffrey hurt for the whole year. So, like, remember that year where Christian McCaffrey was the number 1 pick, and then boom, done for the year. He killed you. You were finished. Or how about when Bijan Robinson as a rookie went at the top of round 1 or middle of round 1 and had a pretty mediocre rookie year?
Oh, yeah.
Those things will kill you. That's where now this is a different year. So I don't. Yeah, listen. You want to tell me Jahmyr Gibbs isn't going to smash this year? What's that?
No, Andrew knows. I was going to bring that up. The Raiders had 2 guys in the first round last year.
Also disgusting. But in fairness, we're still taking those 2 guys in the first 2 rounds this year.
It's the same thing.
I did a video about those guys too. I did a video about Ashton Janty saying, guys, cool your jets here. He's still on the Raiders. They're still not good. Why are we taking running backs on bad teams early? How do you feel, Ray Zanny, about... I'm going to keep just talking to you. Fuck this draft. I'm not going over it. Ray Zanny, how do you feel about Ashton Janty this year as a first-round pick on those Raiders? Do we think the Raiders going to put up enough offense? He had some good games last year, but I don't know.
I have basically 0 Janty. I like James Cook. I can't click him over James Cook.
Every time.
I can't click him over even Kenneth Walker. I'm sounding like Kenneth Walker more than him. I can't click him over CD Lamb. I can't click him over Jefferson. I'm just not getting to him. I have a tough time clicking him over Chase Brown, to be honest with you.
I agree. I agree on all of it. I don't have any Ashton Janty yet.
It's not against the player. It's just where he is ADP, and I can't click him over James Cook at all.
All right. I got to do a whole video. I got to do a video on my least drafted play. I don't have any Ashton Janty. Because for the same reasons. I take Kenny Walker over him. Every time I think Kenny Walker's a better play. So I'm like, why would I'm just going to take Kenny Walker here. Or James Cook, of course. You and I have talked about James Cook. I have him potentially ahead of Jonathan Taylor. Like, I love James Cook. Why am I taking James Cook's a touchdown machine? Have you guys not watched football? He scores a lot of touchdowns, bro.
He's still on sale right now. By the time this closes, he's going to be He's going to be a top 8 pick, James Cook.
He goes top 8 for me. I wish. Can I show you? Does it show like? No, because I haven't completed that many. I'm still in the middle of a lot of drafts, so I'd show you my like exposures. But I have a ton of James Cook, a ton of Kenny Walker. I always take Bijan or Jameer, and as a matter of fact, I do like. I actually really like Jonathan Taylor as well. You want to know? I have a thought about Jonathan. The Colts have the easiest playoff schedule of any team in the National Football League. They have a playoffs. Check this out, Ray. Check this out. Okay. Playoff strength of schedule. Number 2 is the Colts. Look who they're playing. In week 15, you get the Titans, who were ranked 29 overall last year. Then in week 16, as if the Titans weren't a gift enough in week 15, you get the 31st ranked Bengals, your beloved Bengals team. 31st ranked, literally the worst defense.
You could go for 200 in that game and 2 touchdowns.
This is what I'm saying. You don't want.
We got Dexter Lawrence now.
Yeah. Good luck with that helping. Okay. Against Jonathan Taylor. And then in the final week, with no, the newly weakened Browns, no Myles Garrett defense, which don't score me at all. That is a crazy good. Look at these playoff schedules. You want to talk about, you want your running back. You want your running back going up against the Bucs, the Cardinals, and the Falcons. Well, that's Travis Etienne. You get the Colts.
I haven't seen a shot like this.
This is gold, bro. I'll send this to you as well. But this is what we do at DFS Army, my man. The Giants. Why am I taking Jackson Dart? Everyone's like, "Wow, Dart sucks." I literally saw some best ball bro or some hipster talking shit about Jackson Dart, talking about Tyler Shook is going to outscore Jackson Dart this year. Dude, Jackson Dart is about to be a top 5 quarterback, and people don't know. Have you seen his girlfriend? Oh my God. I created an Instagram account, never had one. And I follow one person, Jackson Dart's girlfriend. That's my only follow.
That's awesome.
Yeah, just one. I was like, I need to know what's going on in her life. He's supposed to be the hottest fucking girl I've ever seen.
That's awesome.
It's only one follow on my Instagram account. Giants get the no Myles Garrett Browns, and then the Lions and the Cowboys, the 32nd ranked Cowboys in the final. Scatterboo runs for 200 yards. Jackson Dart goes crazy. Bro, if you've watched my shit, by the way, the same shit that they talk about Jackson Dart, I'm doing this a long time. This year 2 of Lamar Jackson, we put him as my number 2 overall quarterback, while everybody had him as 12th. In year 2 of Josh Allen, I had him as my number 1 ranked quarterback going into that season. Everybody else had ranked 7 or 8. I recognize quarterbacks that are about to elevate, and this kid is on that list. He is a guy that you're going to be perfectly happy with. Plus, have you seen his girlfriend? Oh my God. Bijan Robinson, Razani. Pretty good. Commanders, Bucks, Saints. I'll take that in the playoffs. The Falcons have a good schedule. You know, if I could figure out who the fucking Falcons quarterback is, I would want to build some Falcon stacks.
I have some teams with Tua and Phoenix on them.
Is that what you did? You get them both?
Yeah, I'm like, they're going to score points. They play in that shitty division. Whoever it is going to score, whoever the quarterback is. If I'm hurting for quarterback, a couple of times I took both of them and just said, fuck it.
I don't mind it. Take a look at the Rams. You know,
The
there are teams to avoid.
17, 18th pick.
What's that?
They're 17th, 18th. You can get Tua in Phoenix, 17, 18, free. It's like, screw it, whatever. If I get boxed on a quarterback, I'll just do that.
I feel like I want to write down some of these 17th and 18th round strategies. You know, one of my round 17, 18 strategies is to take James Jordan and Kalen Black and just nail down the Christian McCaffrey backup.
I love it.
Yeah,
that's what
take them both.
We were talking about, like I'm doing with the Seattle guys, just taking Helani and Wilson, 17, 18.
They're available. Last 2 picks in the draft. It's fine.
Take 2 of them. Who knows when Charbonnet's coming back? Give me a 66% chance of having the Seattle running back in the last 2 rounds. Sign me up all day.
Absolutely. I think I'm going to make a video about that. I have to really think, because a lot of those round 17, 18 strategies really interesting. And yeah, Cousins, and why not take Cousins and not Cousins? Why not take Tua and Penix in those last 2 picks and just knock down the quarterback for a really good and you already have Drake London and Kyle Pitts on that team. Like let's get it going.
That's what I mean. We got to figure out who this quarterback is. Me and you are loaded up on Pitts. We got to figure out who this quarterback is sooner than later. I have so many Pitts teams. I'm like, screw it. I'll take both of them and just have the quarterback with them and just see what happens.
You want to hear my prediction on that? Just with knowledgeable prediction, but without any inside info. I think it'll be Penix at the end of the year. I think by the end of the year, Penix will be the starter. But my reasoning is I just think Tua is so fragile. There's another thing people don't realize about Tua and who he's going to help. Tua in there massively is a good for Bijan. And for Kyle Pitts. Actually, part of the reason I like Kyle Pitts, Marshawn Lloyd, bro. If Marshawn Lloyd makes it to the season healthy, I'll be surprised. Like if he makes it through training camp without a major injury, I'll be surprised. But yeah, you never know. Check this out. Tua, people don't realize this, Ray, and this is a Pitts story for you. Tua cannot be hit by opposing players. He's too fragile. He cannot take hits. He will never scramble, ever. He will never, ever scramble because his brain is it's already like scrambled eggs in there. Okay? He's got it was a hard boil. It's like an egg with the shell. The shell's already cracked. It's all scrambled up in there. He cannot take hits. I'm not trying to be a dick. He can't take hits.
Right. It's just saying facts. He can't. He might be out of the NFL. He takes a big one.
One hit, he's gone. The teams know that. So what do? He has to get rid of it fast. He's a guy. Remember how good Waller was for like 10 seconds when he was healthy with Tua? Tua's never even had good tight ends. Like Gesicki's had good games over there. They always have shitty tight ends in Miami. Tua is going to bring Achane upside to Bijan, yes, but also to Kyle Pitts. You got to get rid of the ball fast. And the tight end is just standing right over here, 10 yards, 5 yards away. He's turning around. No one's messing with him. Yes, Bijan, but Bijan's already doing it. It's going to be Pitts. He's going to be throwing it to Pitts, dumping it to Pitts, dumping it to Pitts. I think Pitts is going to see 8 or 9 targets a game. And Ray, with your 80% Pitts exposure, I think you're going to be pretty happy about that. I
think I am too, Kev.
Yeah.
I'm pretty confident.
That's my projection, but that's my reasoning. I like the player, but I got a reasoning why to like him more. Check out who you don't want to have players from, Ray. This is almost as important as who you do. Right? I know you can't see this. You know what? Let me make this bigger.
No, I can see it.
It's hard to see, but this is not designed for the screen. I have like a screen-friendly version of this, but I just want to show this. Okay? If anybody can see it. The Dolphins get the Chargers, Chiefs, and Eagles over the final 3 weeks, all top 10 defenses from 2025. You don't want this schedule. That's a bad schedule. The worst schedule. So now think about Christian McCaffrey. Think about Brock Purdy. Is Brock Purdy going to put up big numbers against the Chargers, Chiefs, and Eagles? I don't know. I don't think so. I'm avoiding Brock Purdy. I don't like his playoff schedule. I don't think it's good. The Dolphins, who already suck, and everybody's taking Achane. Branch is the standout WR2. We'll talk about that in a second. But let me talk about why are you drafting Devon Achane this year? Like, what are you doing?
If I get significant ADP on him, right now I drafted him like 20th the other day. I'll take him at 20.
That's fine. Yeah.
I'm not taking him at 13 over Kenneth Walker, Chase Brown, all them other guys.
Well, just know that if you take him, you're going to face the Packers, the Chargers, and the Bills in the final. The Dolphins will be -10, -14, -17. That's the spread you're going to get when you're playing Achane. He's going to be not just a normal underdog, but a 10-point underdog in these games. And I could already hear people, Ray Zanny, telling me, he's a pass catcher. It doesn't matter. Yes, it does. You don't want underdog running backs. They don't do well.
They might be getting 17 points against the Bills week 17 if the Bills are still playing for something.
That's right. They will be. It's 17.
They might be getting like 14, 16, 15
That's
points.
What I'm saying.
It might be Bills -14 in that game.
Yeah, they're going to be 14, 17-point underdogs in these games. That does not bode well. The Seahawks, okay? They get a tough run here of Eagles and Rams in weeks 15 and 16, and you have to be aware. All right, I don't think that affects Jackson Smith and Jigba that much. Like, he's going to do his thing no matter who the opponent is. But maybe Seahawks running back is a little sketch. And by the way, here, you need a reason to maybe avoid Saquon Barkley in these drafts. I hate using this, but this is real, Ray. You take Saquon Barkley, he carries you to the playoffs, has a great year, and then you get fucking kicked in the face by Seattle and the Texans, two of the top run defenses in the National Football League. That is not going to help you advance to round 3. You're not advancing through the playoffs with Barkley if things go as they probably should go when you go up against the Seahawks and the Texans. You don't want that matchup.
That's a classic best ball right there. He gets you all the way through the season, and the first 2 weeks of the playoffs does nothing. Yeah. You're out.
Remember last year? I don't know if it was last year or the year before, where Josh Allen was going bonkers, and then all of a sudden he gets you like a 4 in a playoff matchup, and you're like, "What, bro? You got me here."
Yep, got him all the way there. And he put like a 4. So I think that was 2 years ago. Was that last year or 2 years ago?
It could have. I don't remember if it was last year or 2 years ago, but what I do remember is it hurt me in some redraft leagues. Like I was getting ready to win those leagues, and I think it was the second week of the playoffs, and you got knocked out. And of course, then he comes back with a monster score the next week. Like, I don't give a fuck. I got knocked out. I'm playing for 3rd place now. Thanks for nothing. Thanks for nothing, bro. That's what's going to happen to you. As we go up, they get less scary. So these are the main teams for me that I was like, dude, Eagles, Seahawks, Dolphins, 49ers, be careful, right? As we go up in the worst schedules, it's not as bad. Like, I can deal with the Jaguars and the Packers for the Texans. Like, I'll deal with Montgomery getting those matchups. I don't like the Eagles one. Commanders, yeah, it's not great, but if Vikings, you don't really want them. It's not that bad. So mostly for me, when I use this list, it's been like kind of these teams, Eagles, Seahawks, Dolphins, and 49er offenses that I'm going to say caution.
Where's the Bengals and the Patriots on this list?
Hang on. Let's see here. Patriots are 20. So Patriots are not, they're not a great schedule here. They're going to get the Chiefs. Oh yeah, it's bad. The Patriots get the Chiefs, then relief against the Jets, smash. But then you don't want this. You don't want this matchup in your final.
Nope, because the Broncos are going to be in that playoff mix trying to get in with the Chiefs and the Cardinals. They're going to be playing for something.
Hang on. It gets even worse. I've got home versus away. Let's see. So you're like, hey, away, but home against the Broncos. So the only relief here is at least they're home against the Broncos and they're not going to Denver. So at least that, right? Like here it lets you know home or away. And you want home matchups, bro. Here, the Bears, away versus the Bills, but home the Packers, home versus the Lions. I don't mind that. I don't mind it. Bengals are away at the Panthers, away at the Colts, and then home versus. I think that's okay. I don't mind this.
I can deal with that.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I'll take that Colts game, high-scoring affair, maybe. The Panthers game, I'm not scared of the Panthers. And then if you had to play the Ravens, it's better at home. Okay. Let's see who else. What'd you say?
Soup's got some good questions over there.
Let me see here. Soups. Commanders matchup good minus Vikings. Is there a way to generate rankings for years past to see how much correlated to actual outcomes? Maybe you need a. I don't know how. So what I cannot do is I can't go back in time. I don't have the data availability to go back in time and say what was the ratings for some of these defenses going in. So I can't really do that. But I don't need to. Soups. I don't need to. Logic. I can use common sense logic reasoning. And I'm going to tell you right now, it does matter. You do not want to be at Seattle in your playoff matchup. You don't want that. You don't want to be on the road at Denver in the playoffs where win and you're in, you fail, you're out. One and done. No. You don't want to be on the road against the top defense, against the Vikings or the Broncos. No. You want to these people, right? Look, Patriots, this is going to be a tough one to win. When you got the Broncos in that last week and you're heavy Patriots, that's going to be a tough. Like, who's going to be covering AJ Brown? Pat Surtain Jr. It's not a matchup you want. It's not the end of the world.
Broncos are going to be in that mix for that division title too in that week. Them, the Chiefs, and San Diego all fighting for that. They're going to be in the mix playing hard that game.
Lock button. They're fighting for it. Now, so who am I scared? The Panthers? You get the Seahawks. Here's the difference with the Panthers. The Panthers stack was so cheap to acquire that it got me to the final. You'll have other stacks that are helping you that week. So I don't worry about this. But if you're going to pay up for a stack, if I'm going to pay up for, the Eagles, I want to be aware that their playoff schedule is very bad. Do Mason Taylor or Theo? I'm going to throw these to you, Ray Zanny.
I have
Mason Taylor or Theo?
I have a concerning amount. That could be a problem with Mason Taylor.
Why?
I don't know. I was drafting him before they drafted Sadiq. I didn't see them drafting a tight end, and now so I just doubled down on it, and now he's free. So on the fourth tight end, I can get him in the last round. I have a concerning amount of Mason Taylor. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not someone I'm going to be. I'm not excited about. It's the Jets. It's never good.
He was going in like the 15th, 14th round before they drafted Sadiq. I'm like, starting tight end, I'll take this guy on one of the 3-4 builds, and now he's just free. So if I need a fourth tight end, I'm looking at him, Jatavian Sanders, Arojo, and Komet in that last round. Gesicki.
What about in that last round? Hang on. What about in that last round, like a Turd Ferguson?
I like Turd Ferguson.
Yeah.
He gets in the mix there.
Sometimes Gunnar Helmus.
I just don't understand that Rams tight end room. There's like 3 guys, and then they drafted somebody. Higbee's still there.
Parkinson's still there.
It's still there. I just don't understand what the hell is going on over there.
My friend Jim from RotoWire would say that the Rams are running a lot of 12 and 13 personnel out there. They're just running out. Yeah. They're just running 3 tight ends on the field at the same time. Like it's just like a different kind of an offense. By the way, if Devontae Adams gets hurt, I think the Rams could run 4 tight ends on the field simultaneously.
McVay's a maniac. He might do that anyways, even with Devontae Adams.
Yeah. Yeah. Darnell Washington, Hillbilly's asking about. That guy just got a big contract from the Steelers. Got paid.
He can get in the mix 3-4 tight ends.
Yeah. The Steelers operate very similar to the Rams. Like, I don't know, there's a lot of names over there. They're all getting targets. Freiermuth's getting targets too. I do like Kenyon Sadiq on the Jets. I start Sadiq, whatever his name is. Whatever his name is. Omar, I can't remember. The tight end that the Jets drafted, he goes where Chigakonkwo will go. Part of my pure punt tight end strategy, I'll take all those guys. Cole Kmet, I'm not as convinced. The last round guy, I usually go Ferguson.
Does Bobby know about that you're not a Kmet guy?
Yeah, Bobby Wow. Yeah, we got to get Bobby Wow on the show here. We'll talk about Cole Kmet. He's a very big fan of all of.
We had a fun best ball show, us 3 last year. It went on for 3 hours. Man, my computer almost blew up. It started making a noise.
Was Wow on that one? He
Yeah,
popped in.
it was the three of us. We did like 3 hours. The three of us on there.
That's awesome. We'll do that more. We're drafting best ball teams. Draft a Palooza. You know, a Palooza doesn't end, Ray. A Palooza just goes on and on and on. You ever go to like a Palooza concert? You go there, it's 3 days.
We got Aquapalooza in Rhode Island, Kev.
Aqua Blues? Oh, you told me about that.
Aquapalooza. I told you about this.
Yeah,
Every
yeah.
year, Aquapalooza or Potter's Cove. Everybody brings their boats there. It's just an all-out party.
Yeah, everybody parties with the boats and shit.
Aquapalooza, it's nuts.
I would go to a Palooza, an Aquapalooza. I'm not a big boat guy, but I like the idea of it. I like that. You fish, Ray? A lot of people in Rhode Island like to get out on the get out there, do a little fishing.
I'm not good at it. I don't catch nothing.
No.
I think I've caught one fish in my life. I've tried. I like going out, hanging out on the boat though, drinking beers.
Beers.
Maybe smoke a joint or two.
Definitely
I had a house on a lake over here on Johnson's Pond, and I just got rid of it. I just sold the boat too.
Really? When I go on a boat for medical purposes, for anti seasickness purposes, I think smoking a joint is a smart thing to do.
Oh,
medicinally.
I love smoking joints.
Yeah.
It was love at first sight.
It's anti-nausea.
Nothing more relaxed than that. I'm a jet ski guy, Kev. I like my jet ski.
I like a jet ski too.
I didn't sell my jet ski. I got rid of the Bayliner. I got rid of the pontoon boat. I kept the jet ski.
I like it. I love a jet ski. Jet ski's not like a boat. It's moving. It's flying. It's jumping. It's like a motorcycle. I got a motorcycle. If you ever come by over here, Ray, to New York, I'll let you take my my bike for a spin. I can see.
I'm going to see you. You're coming to Rhode Island.
I might be making my way out to Boston or Rhode Island at some point.
I'm going to meet you in Newport if you make it down there.
We're definitely hanging out if I make it over there. August, probably, or late July or August. I'm for my kid. I want all my kids are coming. Like my oldest will be home from college for a couple weeks. My youngest still off. So, we're doing a little family trip at some point here in July or August. And we'll just take a drive, probably north as of now. Although my daughter, who I'm like, we're going to go to Boston and we're going to do the fucking Freedom Trail and we're going to go see all the revolutionary sites and shit like that. And she's like, I hate it. No, she's anything but that.
I understand. I can get that. I understand that.
No interest. She's got no interest in history, America.
Take her to Newport and let her ride the mopeds on the side of the road. They got mopeds now. You can just drive them around and go see the mansions and everything.
Oh, that's fun. Oh, you could take a moped and do it? Yeah.
Yeah, they got mopeds down the side of the road, kind of like in Texas. You just put you put your credit card in, the moped starts up, and you're on your way. They're like all over the place, like them little bicycle things.
In Kentucky, you get a jet ski. You jet ski around on the lake, then you hop off the jet ski, put your hand in the water, and noodle out a fucking catfish. Like that on your hand. Noodling. You ever heard of noodling? Right? Noodling is when you go fishing for catfish without any equipment. You just stick your hand in the mud and you jam your hand all the way up the catfish's mouth and you pull it out like on your hand.
I'm not down with that. Have you ever done that?
Hell no.
I'm not down with that.
I wouldn't even go in
my hand or something. No way.
It's not even that. I can't get past putting my bare leg skin in that muddy ass water that catfish live in, that like creek water. I can't get past, I would just figure I'm getting leeches or ticks or something.
What I mean, something get on you, like a snake wraps around you and drags you into the muck. I'm good.
Get one of those amoebas that travel up your urethra. You ever heard of that? You go in a fucking lake. Next thing you know, you got an amoeba in your urethra. Gets up into your brain and shit. You got that brain amoeba.
I am all set with that.
I don't take any risks.
I'm all set with
that. The biggest risk I take is I take the antique motorcycle out and I drive it around my neighborhood a few times and honk at the landscapers. I'm, what's up?
What kind of bike you got, Kev? It's an
antique German motorcycle from 1951. It's called a Zundap. Yeah, it's just it had meaning to my father, so I got it for him because it's the bike that he rode as a kid, and so it was very hard to acquire it, but I got it, and he loves it. Every time he comes over, he just wants to start up the bike and drive it around. Here it is. Polak Hillbilly, literally noodles. Yeah, Polak Hillbilly, you want to ask about noodling and catfish? He lives this lifestyle. And hand goes into the holes on the bottom or under the bank. I'm not putting my hand in a hole of anything. There's no hole that I'm sticking my hand into, especially if I can't see it. And the pee hole thing that goes up your pee hole is a mini catfish, Ray. It's a fucking catfish. Yeah, that's right. I remember that now. Goes into your urethra.
Where does that happen? In these muddy waters where you're getting the catfishes, or like any lake?
If you have to ask, you shouldn't be in any places. Like, just assume that there's a catfish.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Assume if you're in any lake water, assume that there's a possibility that a catfish is going to swim up your urethra.
Yeah, I'm good. If it's
no thanks.
If I'm even thinking now that might be a catfish that can go up my urethra, I'm not.
I feel like he says it's the Amazon. I feel like it's in like Kentucky. Like they have them in Kentucky too.
I like Surratt, Polak Hillbilly out of these two guys.
I don't like any of them.
Me neither. But if I had to pick one, Surratt.
Dude, stop taking fucking Baltimore wide receiver threes. Okay? They don't even throw to the 1 and 2. Who's the WR2? Let's worry about that. Like Rashad Bateman, even he gets like no targets.
You're absolutely right. I don't need third guy. If I had to pick, I'd say Surratt.
Surratt. He isn't getting any targets. Same thing. I keep hearing about people getting excited about. We should do a whole stuff. People getting excited about Michael Pittman, and I'm like, is that the same Steelers team that throws the ball like 16 times a game? How good could Pittman be without volume? I'm not interested in it at all. Not interested. Right. I don't even like Metcalf, and he's the WR1. I don't need the WR2 from a team that doesn't throw.
You're absolutely right.
Ray, this was awesome. I appreciate you popping on with me today. We got to do this anytime. Anytime you want to pop in. I don't know if I'm keeping you too long, but anytime you want to pop in, it's fun for me to hang out. This was a fun one, man. We're talking crazy shit about catfish and urethras. That's next level Draftapalooza stuff right there.
All right, yeah. We're gonna do this. So we're gonna do this again very soon.
Yeah, definitely do it again soon, guys. Everybody, I appreciate your hanging out. Draftapalooza all summer long. I'm gonna add another. I want to add an evening time frame. So we've been doing them at noon on Wednesdays and Fridays. I'm gonna add an evening earlier in the week, maybe Monday night, like gummies and best ball, or something like that. A little different level of chill, and do some drafts. Everybody gonna hang out. My zany cast of characters. So we'll get some more people on, and in the evenings I can bring on some of my other friends that are have jobs. Like, what the fuck, right, Ray? What's up with that?
Right,
day jobs.
It's best ball season. Who has jobs?
Yeah, best ball season.
Things to do. We got Draftapalooza and stuff. The only thing I can't do is Wednesday nights. If we're gonna do Wednesday nights, I just won the dot tournament. Kev.
Told me.
I'm a dot champion after 4 years.
Dart world champion.
I am in my garage.
In
my garage, I won the league. First time in 4 years.
People don't know. People don't know how satisfying that is. That feeling it. Like you're like everybody who's watching is like, I don't care. Did you tell me about your BBM win? But I know how satisfying that win is. It's almost better than any other win because those guys are in your house talking shit.
I hosted in my garage. I have 20 guys here every Wednesday night for the dot league. I got like a real WWF belt, everything. I have a belt. It's like a 20-pound belt.
Yeah. They're talking shit. It's the most satisfying win. It's like your buddies. And I can imagine, based on like being from Rhode Island and everybody growing up with Paulie D and basically being best friends with him growing up, that there's a lot of shit talk that goes on at the dart game.
There is.
Yeah.
There is.
I can just see it. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up. Draftapalooza Friday. We had a good one. 2 drafts. The Eliminator. We did the Eliminator first, and then we did the puppy. We're going to keep drafting puppies. I'm drafting Eliminators nonstop. I advise you guys, if you're watching this, to draft some Eliminators. Slow. Keep adding them. You want to max that contest out. It's so winnable, and it's so much fun to watch it in season. More fun than anything else. The Eliminator Ray for me was the only best ball contest I did last year that I checked every single week.
You were on that shit last year. You never did it at all, and you were just on it. You did very few teams. If you did 150 last year, Kevin, you had,
I would have won it.
what was your main guy? Javonte Williams or something? That
I was
the
on
guy.
my edge plays were Javonte and Wan'Dale Robinson. Those were my two, like, oh my God, the field is stupid plays from last year. And they worked out. But one of the challenges was in the eliminators, instead of getting those guys where they were going, you know, we had the whole chat in here. So I had to push them up like multiple rounds by you know, like Javonte, who was going around 10 all of last year or 9. You had to take him around 7 during these streams because everybody was watching them. And so I was like, man, that's a bit of a disadvantage I'm getting here. And I didn't realize I should just be doing a lot of slows. I thought I could get enough best ball drafts in real time during Draftapalooza. But as it turns out, I even with all that, I got like 29 teams. It's just, you can't do it. You got to have slows going. I cannot do live draft like 150 of them. It takes too long. Yeah, I'm sure you have slows going. Isn't that how you're doing? Are you drafting fast or slow? Like, what do you do?
I got fast and slow drafts going. I have a method though, like to cut my draft times and to cut my drafts. I already know what I'm doing with my teams by like the 13th round. So if I'm 13th and I need the 4 tight ends, I just queue up the next like 9 tight ends and I'm done with that.
And you leave it.
And I leave it. So if I'm like, this is going to be a 14 punt tight end team, I'll already know. I'll just queue up all the tight ends I like and I'll put them in my order and then jump in another draft. So it's cutting them down times.
So what?
Same thing if I'm going like receivers and I know I need 5 receivers to end the draft. I just queue up the 5. I'll queue up 20 guys and then just
check this out. Right.
Ditch the draft.
3 years, 38 million picks. Real 2026 recommendations. Right. This is the report I did, and you can just click on this on DFS Army under season long. Right. It's just there for anybody. You don't even have to pay for it. I made this free. You just have to be signed in to see it. But I want to show you something. Here. Executive summary. Pure punt tight end, which is what you're doing. So we looked at the last few years, is the only stable multi-year edge across all of best ball that we found. It's the single thing that works year after year after year. Everything else switched from year to year. Of course, stacking quarterbacks worked, but like drafting every tight end after round 12 was a positive edge in all 3 seasons. 6 points, 4 points, and 3 points, which are huge numbers for PP. PP stands for I'm going to actually get the correct definition.
They make fun of me on the other streams, Kev, when I like suggest like doing 4 tight ends. They tell me I'm crazy.
You have to understand that those people
I'm throwing money away.
They don't know what they're not good. You're talking about the guy who lost $9,000. So what I'm saying is like those guys are maybe drafting these wrong. You're better at drafting these than the people on the stream. I'm not. You will never see me. I think what you're going to get different if you're watching my Draftapalooza from someone else's. I'm not here to be a cocky prick to everybody who fucking shows up and has an idea. Opposite. I love that you're bringing ideas, and I like to use data to back it up. And the data says that out of everyone, so what does PP mean? Out of every 100 winners, how many more or fewer use this strategy compared to not? So basically, it's letting you know that people who use the strategy made the final, and I did the top 100 at a shockingly higher pace. And again, this one thing, pure punt tight end, there's a math reason why it works. You don't absolutely need the 4th one, but it helps. It can't hurt. But the whole idea of pure punt tight end is if you took Brock Bowers last season and he had a bad game in the playoffs, which he will, one bad game, that's it. Your whole playoffs are done.
You're cooked.
You're finished. And that was your 2nd round pick. If my 2nd round pick isn't kicking ass and taking names for me, I'm done. Now, think about, all right, so this year I take Brock Bowers instead of, let's say I take Brock Bowers instead of Chase Brown. Okay. But now now if I'm in round 15, I can still get Shiga Okonkwo. I could still get Kenyon Sadiq or any decently okay tight ends. But the running back that's available there is giving me an absolute 0 every single week unless somebody gets hurt. That's why pure punt tight end works, because I didn't use a tight end in pick 3 or in the 3rd round or the 2nd round or the 4th round or the 5th round when stud running backs and wide receivers are still there. Instead, I waited till there's nothing left except for garbage. And then I took garbage tight ends. But because you're stringing 4 of them together, you catch the weeks of the spikes, man. Charlie Kohler scores sometimes. Cole Kmet, he might have 2 weeks where he's useful. Turd Ferguson, last round pick. I guarantee you that guy's going to have 5 or 6 useful weeks this year.
Absolutely.
That's how you win. You're taking advantage of the whole benefit of best ball, which is the Quentin Johnston benefit. I don't care about your 0. All I care about is the 20 you put up in between zeros.
I want them 325 burgers throughout the season. That's what I want out of you, Quentin. You can put zeros every other week in best ball. I want them 325s.
Don't care. You know who gives you zeros most weeks? Hunter Henry. But then he pops for like 25 3 or 4 times a year. Okay.
Oh, yeah. It works with DFS too. All of a sudden, just regular FanDuel DFS on a Sunday, the same thing happens. Always that random tight end that puts up 30 points out of nowhere and then cooks everybody else's lineup. David
Njoku out of nowhere. Chigakonkwa. The difference is in DFS, unfortunately, you have to make a choice, and that's your choice, and you don't get another one. But in best ball, that's why you load up on pure punt tight ends. It's the only thing that's ever worked. Here's another factoid from the executive summary, Ray. Late round quarterbacks power you through the playoff weeks. Trevor Lawrence in 2025. Rodgers and Mayfield the previous 2 seasons. Late round quarterback stacks are what drive you through the playoffs. So paying up for Josh Allen, while it might work, more often than not, it's not going to work.
It's like we talked about earlier. You need Josh Allen puts up that 5 points in the playoffs, and then you got a guy like Sam Darnold puts up 27. You got him. There was a season a few years ago where the secondary quarterbacks were so bad. If you remember that year, everybody got hurt. Aaron Rodgers. It was just this bad year for quarterbacks where there was only like 10 actual viable quarterbacks. And that year, yes, that was a year when paying up for quarterback, it did work out and you needed to do it. And that trains people's brains. But then after that, all of a sudden, like I said, last year, Tyler Shook had a good year. Jackson Dart, good year. Jacoby Brisket coming out of nowhere, having a good year. Like Trevor Lawrence powers your team. You didn't need Josh Allen. You didn't need James Hurts. You didn't need those guys. Jaden Daniels gets hurt. He didn't help you at all. Arroyo. Pollock knows. Bryce Young is one of the best naked QBs you can have in the NFL.
Actually, I think he has a tough matchups in the play. I think they might have. No, they're okay. Bengals, Steelers, Seahawks. Yeah, they have that bad. But yes, Bryce Young will help you pass a week also. And by the way, Tyler Shook last year helped you get past a week. Before that, I told you, Sam Howell has done it before. Never know. All right, we're going to wrap it up there. Ray, thanks for hanging out, man. I kept you longer than I normally do. This was so fun to chat. Yeah, I was like so fun to chat. I didn't want to end it. Guys who are hanging out here in the draft, I appreciate you hanging out with us live. We're going to have a lot of guests coming on. Ray's going to be back. We're going to get Bobby Wow up in here. Burns will be on here. We got Tattoo who pops in all the time just to chill as well. Others will be coming in and out. So we're going to keep Draftapalooza going all summer long. Let's just draft best ball teams together. Underdog, DraftKings. Come hang out. Make sure you like, subscribe, and we're going to get ready. We had another thing, Ray. We had the strongest start ever to our DFS season last year. And I think a lot of it had to do with just me diving so deep into best ball that I was like on it. By week 1, I felt like it was week 7.
You're getting your reps in early. I love it.
Yeah.
It gets you ready for the season, DFS and everything. You already know where the guys are going, what's going on, who the people don't like, who's going to be less owned for week 1.
100%. Who goes with who? Who are the young players that are going to pop? So like I think this is great prep for DFS as well. So guys, thanks for hanging out. Draftapalooza. Ray, appreciate you coming on.
Thanks, Kev. Anytime. I got to talk to you soon about Dynasty too. I got questions.
Oh hell yeah! Always. Always happy to answer a dynasty. DM me publicly on Twitter. I'll answer those questions as well.
It's my second year in. All kinds of crazy shit's happening. Guys, like I have to sign guys, and people are trying to trade me, but I don't know what my salary. I got a lot of questions.
I think some of that I might not play that same style league. I don't do many salary cap or signing. That's not the style of dynasty I play. But ask me the questions, and I love it. I love dynasty. That's my favorite. Beyond DFS, I love DFS, best ball, dynasty. The least favorite of mine is probably redraft at this point. Like I still play it, but that's the least of my entry amounts at this point, you know? So anyway, great stuff. Fun hanging out. We're going to do more of these. I appreciate everybody. I'll see you guys.